Hello and welcome to Immersion RPG the musical. Everybody roll initiative.
Law.
Okay.
I can show you the world.
That was
terrible.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Wait, are we actually rolling?
Yeah, roll
Yeah, he
initiative.
said roll it.
We could have won. Oh my god. I rolled
That
an
one,
18.
first down one of the night.
An
Excellent.
18.
All right.
That's pretty good.
Well, I think I rolled a nat 20, so I'm going to go ahead and go first. I'm JoeyB. I am your storyteller for the night. We will be running through another episode of Immersion RPG, and I'm just going to run around the table based on our little initiatives here. And 18, what?
13.
5.
All right. So we left. You are, and where did we last leave you?
Yep, those were all
hard.
good words.
I know it's hard.
Well, I'm Autumn, as myself, playing Alex Silverdown, who, I didn't do real good last time.
Thanks for lurking, guys. No, you didn't do so hot. Explain to us where Alec is right now.
Well, I'm in a full suit of plate armor, which I don't know how to use as a rogue. I tried lockpicking a door, and I set off a ward, and there's no one else with me, and I have no spells. I'm going to die.
Like a cat up a tree.
And next is... Hi, Dorian.
Cat in a full suit of armor.
Well, my name's Nick. I'm playing the character Draxoon Silvertongue, the gnomish bard. I'm pretty sure I'm comfortably sleeping at the hotel or the inn.
Oh, you're at the bar.
I'm at the bar. I'm
The show just got over and you are.
Waiting to kill somebody, voting for Christina, I believe.
Yep, my vote's on Christina so far out of the two candidates. Christiana.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they have names.
And yeah, you're pretty neutral character so far. Easy to deal with.
Easy to deal with.
That leaves us to our third player.
I feel insulted.
Player number 3.
Oh boy, that's me. I'm Linnea, and I am playing Aelin Swordhand. And I'm kind of miffed because everybody's being really a little not exactly following the law, and she's not too fond of that. So she's standing outside of the bar, kind of angry.
And that leads us to our critical failure.
That would be me.
Me.
I would be Justin, critical failure, Morton.
Morton.
And I play Thraxixian Fellhorn. I am currently enabling my gnome bard in his drinking habits and thinking really hard about going into a life of politics. So,
Our next candidate. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start it off, get right into it. And you guys are sitting in the bar, doing your thing, and after our paladin storms out, Lute looks rather distracted, and she gets up and leaves. And she comes out to you and says, "Look, I didn't mean to offend you. Meet me tomorrow in the town square. Tomorrow morning around 8. And she walks off. We're at the Rusty Shovel. There are no rooms here. She gave you another address for you guys to actually find a place to sleep. And let's go ahead and change cameras to our fearless rogue, who has been picking a lock behind her back and successfully done so, and a glyph started to glow on the door. As soon as it starts to glow, you hear the footsteps of armor coming around the corners of the home towards you.
Oh, can I try to sneak inside?
You can. The door's unlocked.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to sneak inside the door and.
There's no sneaking inside the door. You can go in the door or out the door. You're in full plate.
I'll just go in the clump.
So as you turn around and you open the door,
I'm just gonna
you
sprint
see
inside.
a familiar figure standing in the hallway. And Christiana's standing there, and she says, "You again. Can you explain to me why you are taking the side entrance when you're welcome in the front door?"
Can you explain to me why you didn't hold a rash?
She looks
I know
at
it's
you.
weird to say. I'm not the greatest with words, but I'm real flustered right now because I just had one job and I failed critically, even though I did a pretty good job. But you still haven't explained why. We were hired to kill you by your candidate. That's why I said the stuff that kind of sounded insulting. I didn't mean to sound insulting, but first, you just kind of you were really rude. And I didn't mean to say that I would poison you. That's just what we were hired to do. And we came into here, and I was trying to investigate to see if you were a cultist or not, because I didn't even know if you're a cultist. And I'm still freaking out, man. I just want to get out of here. I'll jump out the window even. There's a window right there.
Holy cow.
She looks at you with like these wide eyes and says, "Hun, I have a rash." And guards take her to the back to the hunter's lodge.
Damn.
And the guards escort you in your plate armor back to the address that was actually written on the piece of paper that Lute gave you. And as you're about to leave, she says, "Please don't sneak around my property anymore. The gates are open to all hunters and politicians alike every night. I entertain every night." And the guards take you off.
Okay, thanks for not killing me.
Flashback to the bar. And
I bet it's going so well over there with Alec. I can't
Sure,
possibly
thanks for
imagine what could be going wrong.
Can I get another swamp? Mud swamp thing.
And then
again?
Draxoon, I was trying to tell my father that that's not really where I wanted to go in life, but of course he was like, "No, son, you must listen to me," and that was just... Draxoon, are you still listening?
I love you, man.
roll a fortitude check for me really quick.
What?
Roll a fortitude check for me.
Constitution.
Constitution. Whatever game we're playing. Yes. Yes.
Is that enough?
Show that to the camera and explain to me how you pass out on the floor.
It's a 1.
Well, I'm in that best friend mode. The lovey drunk mode, you know? It was so much fun tonight. Man, you're like that best friend I've always wanted.
You've never
And
always wanted.
I obviously am just leaning forward on the bar, and I'm like basically passing out against his shoulder as I tip over in my chair.
As he tips over and slumps out of the chair.
And that's a far fall for me.
Yeah, it's a pretty far fall. You hear the thud of the body hit the ground. And no sooner than you hear that, the hooded figure comes up and kind of slides him out of the way, like with his foot, and sits down beside you at the bar and lowers his hood, and you notice that it's a human with large scars and gray hair. And he says, let me make sure I'm the right person here. Thrax.
Do I recognize this person?
No.
Okay.
What are you doing in a town like this?
My job.
So you did become a hunter.
Just to respond, I pull out my hunter sigil.
So the rumors were true. He reaches down in his cloak and he grabs out what appears to be your family crest and tucks it back in. And he says, "If you want to know more, meet me in the corpse market tomorrow." And he walks off.
I'd like to see if anybody noticed that interaction.
Okay.
I did not.
Most specifically, Aelin.
I'm outside.
She's outside.
Are you
So
outside?
no, I
Okay.
would not have seen it.
Perfect.
Yeah. No, the bartender's looking at you like, well, that was weird. And then to break the silence, he kind of says, "Does the little one want another swamp breath?"
No, I'll be taking care of the little one.
And as soon as you say that, another bottle goes flying across, and he screams at the other patrons. He's like, "It's closing time!" And he goes over and he starts like punching people in the face and throwing them out the door. Yeah.
What a nice establishment.
Thanks, Pokey. And he looks at you and says, "If you're gonna get him out, get him out. I got work to do." And he like climbs up an orc and like just like beats him on the back of the head with a bottle and then drags him out the door.
I love him so much.
Much like a sleeping child, I will pick up Draxoon.
Do you do the thing where you accidentally bump his head on the doorway as you walk
No,
out?
no. I just gently cradle him, and then on my way out, I'll just grab a hangover, whatever liquor or anything, and just leave the rusty shovel.
So are you guys all headed back to that address?
Yeah.
You are, forcefully.
I'm
So
just being dragged. Hey, Kevin, can you let me go?
So as you three, or you two, one unconscious, approach this address, you notice like it's a large park, and in the middle is almost like a how would you explain that? Like a, well, what is those things called where you keep bodies?
Caskets?
No.
Morgues?
No.
Funeral
No.
homes?
Oh,
A single building.
Tomb.
Yeah.
Tomb. Yeah, there's like a tomb type, a sepulcher like
There you
building.
go.
And
We got you on the right track.
yeah, you got me on the right direction. There's a sepulcher like building in the middle. And as you two are approaching, you notice the clank, clank, clank of 3 people in plate mail. One of them being slightly drug approach, and they say, "Does this one belong to you?" As they throw out
Still wearing a helmet.
Alec.
Is it Alec?
Yeah.
I
Play
have
now.
never seen her in my life.
I'm gonna throw my helmet at him.
Yes, this one's with us.
Very well. As apparently
I just hit up again.
Drax is slightly
I
waking
just
up.
gently
Seriously.
burp the baby.
Oh man. What do you do?
I'll just stand up and look towards the guards. Did I do a good job? Did I kind of look like one of you guys?
They're walking away. They don't even want to have anything to do with you.
I burp.
I
Does
did
she
great.
does she still have the full plate mail?
Yeah. They didn't take it off. They don't care. They knew who she was all along.
I got armor, guys.
What armor do you have on, Alan?
Oh, I've got my own
Oh, okay.
plate mail. I'm
Darn.
or chain mail, possibly.
Scale mail does a lot. I mean, plate
Let's
mail.
let's upgrade you to plate mail.
Yeah, plate mail is
seriously.
so much better.
No, I'm
plate
in
mail-
chain.
Yeah,
So.
plate does like 19 for your D.
Yes, but is it
AC.
ornamental
Well,
armor or is it
more-
actually functional?
More importantly,
Stab me.
no, Alec,
What's up,
focus.
Fuzzy Zombie?
Focus. What did we learn?
I learned that I'm really quite good at causing a distraction.
Right? You were really, and I'm good at lying sometimes.
Wasn't
Is this
fun.
the sometimes that you're not, and that's why you had an escort?
I didn't lie. I just told her the entire truth because I was flustered.
The entire truth.
No, not that. Not that part. Just everything else.
So not the part where she's trying to be assassinated by her political rival.
Maybe.
Alec, please tell me that you did not tell her that there was an assassination attempt
It's
against her.
teleportation, man. She wasn't in the room, and then she was. Who locks themselves in a room with a ward? Or why did she teleport?
Why are you guys talking so loud?
Because
My
I.
head hurts.
It's fine. It's fine. Go back to sleep.
All right.
Just can't wait for him to start snoring.
So
Why?
That'll be.
don't give him the idea. So
You guys are
Sorry.
gonna know me so
Sorry.
hard. Don't feed me stuff to work with.
I suppose we'll just find out the results or the consequences of your actions tomorrow.
So as you guys are talking, Luke kind of comes out of nowhere in between you guys and says, "You're just gonna hang out here all night?" And
I
she
did a
starts
bad.
walking towards
How-
the sepulcher.
Please, wait.
We are
I-
trying to collect our friend Loot.
She looks
This-
back and she laughs.
This
Oh,
city does
no,
nothing for
ma'am.
your manners, dear.
yes, I don't like this city. She
Hey, I
says,
I
don't
messed
like
something
politics.
up. I might have told a perhaps cultist that we were going to maybe kill her if we figured out that she was a maybe cultist.
Your blunders surprise me not. And she says, "I am tired. Follow me."
Really? They still
That's
surprise
something we
me.
agree on.
Hey, I went in there, and that was my job. You know.
All right.
True, we cannot fault you for doing exactly what the plan was.
That's
And
true.
hey, I figured out that she was a magic user.
Valuable information.
If
All
we
right,
try
Luke,
to kill her,
is the mausoleum hunter camp?
Yeah, it's headquarters. Follow me.
Of course, this city would make a mausoleum our headquarters.
do you think the
Well.
boss is gonna be mad at me?
Only
Looks
certain people are
delightful.
around
Let's go.
Awesome.
So as you
I love
approach,
sleeping in coffins.
you feel energy resonate from your hunter stone, and the gates open, and it leads to these long stairs.
Underground, even.
You go down the stairs, and it opens up to a circular type of entranceway with one of those hunter statues in the middle, and it's a large gothic structure with all these little what appear to be nooks cut out all the way up where they could hold like a statue or something like that.
Or
And as you
bodies.
approach the statue, the whole room begins to turn. or the walls. You're not sure if it's the floor or the walls or whatever it is.
We're suddenly in a production of Les Miserables.
Is it just me or is the room spinning?
And
It's just you,
It's
man.
just you.
just
Okay.
Go back
as
to
the
sleep,
walls
really.
continue to spin, they spin around to a large opening and what appears to be a full-fledged tavern on the other side.
Oh, great. More alcohol.
Oh.
It's empty. There's an occasional person sitting here and there, and that bartender says, "Your keys are ready if you're ready." And Luke says, "Thank you very much. I'll take my usual room." And she says, "Again, if you want to know more, meet me in the morning, looking at you. Bring your friends if you'd like." And she takes her key and retires.
She's gonna have a hard time doing that.
I am.
I just
She
figured
is?
bringing friends. I don't know.
Wait, I missed some stuff.
Thrax, I believe she was referring to you.
Oh. Here, take the baby.
Okay, all right.
Drop him. Drop him
Isn't
on
he
the
going
ground.
into your room, or do you have your own rooms?
Are you sleeping together?
I don't know. Do we have our own rooms, or do we have separate? Okay.
Yeah.
Or bunking. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
She
I'll
has-
take
I
his
tried
key
to-
also.
I try to get enthusiastic consent before I bunk up with somebody
Mm.
else.
That's really generally a pretty good plan to go with that. That's a good code to live by. Yes, I'll take his key as well, and I'll tuck him in. It'll be fine.
Very well.
So yeah.
Cool. I needed a nice rest. I gotta sleep this off.
So you guys get a full night's rest. They're like really super comfortable beds. The rooms are very well kept. I mean, probably the highest linen count sheet you've ever slept on in your life. You know,
Look
but
at that thread
it's
count.
very for walking into what appeared to be a sepulcher. It's very posh, almost spoiling you.
During the night, can I see if it actually is just ornamental armor or if it's good functional armor, plate armor?
It's plate armor like a guard would wear.
Oh.
It's not like high quality or anything. It's just normal quality.
Cool.
I know what Secret Santa's
Say
gonna
regular
give.
plate armor is better than no plate armor.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
I've got chainmail, but
Plate
like it would
armor
be
is
better.
10 times better.
not arguing that.
I'm gonna give it to you because I'm not gonna wear it.
That's true.
I'm gonna wake up in the morning wondering how I got where I'm at.
With the hugest headache of your life.
When you wake up, you find yourself in your skivvies, but still dressed.
I'm wondering.
Make another
Your
constitution
shoes
check.
are
Constitution check,
sitting
right?
on the floor beside your bed.
Jacket freshly
It's
pressed.
Oh,
no,
nice.
it's just, but it's folded nicely and laid over
Nice.
things.
You're fine.
I'm good. I'm good to go.
Yeah, you're fine.
I seem to recover well from drinking.
But you're all tucked in and as comfy as you could be.
Well, thank you. Cool. So yeah, I rolled an 18. Definitely got that one. Makes up for that net one a little bit. Or natural
Suck at
one.
drinking. Great at recovering from it.
Just need to work on your puke and rally.
Ugh.
So, if you guys leave your room, you see that the tavern is still fairly. There's a couple other hunters sitting around eating breakfast, but nothing super exciting.
I'm just
I will be
shamed.
Get some food.
downstairs eating my 3-egg omelet with goat's cheese and spinach.
They
I
surprisingly have everything you want.
So
I-
particular. Very
come wandering
specific.
up.
What I had this morning for breakfast.
I see Thrax walk over, sit down next to him, and what happened last night?
You
Did Al
entered.
die?
You entered a competition for the gnomish beaver, and you won first place. Very generously, though, you gave the runner-up your first place prize. It was the most charitable thing I had seen in ages.
2 million platinum pieces.
And then you took the young man to a room, but only you came out.
Make
It was
a
the
deception check.
strangest thing.
Oh no. It's probably not.
I don't believe you for some reason.
Oh.
That
Or
would be
do
a
I?
6.
You don't believe him.
I don't believe him. Okay.
In the
no
midst of this
insight
whole
check?
story, Aelin will be walking up to and listening in a little bit, and as
I'm
she
just
sits
giving-
down, she's gonna say, "Oh, are you telling him about the competition for the beaver flute?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
see?
did. Yeah, he was quite
Couldn't
phenomenal.
believe you gave that all away."
Now you feel slightly confused.
What?
Just playing right along with it.
We'll just walk
I don't
up.
know
Hey,
if
have
I
you seen my
trust you
small
guys.
gnomish friend? Also, hey, I have a
You
present
know-
for you.
Oh,
You know, Aelin, every once in a while I do change my mind about you.
so you change it back and forth, is what you're saying.
per minute.
Thank you, I think. I've had a lot of those moments lately. I don't know what's up with that.
I'll just put my head down and ignore these two.
Here's your plate armor. No.
Oh, thank you. I hope it fits.
So, what's
we're
today's
almost the
agenda?
same
What
height.
are we doing?
It's true.
We're gonna kill a politician.
Oh boy.
which one?
Wait,
I
wait,
don't even- I don't
wait.
think we
No
should kill
killing?
one.
All right, sorry. We are going to seriously maim a politician.
And they
We are
may
going
die.
to
Seems like
choose
I just
one, but not kill.
Have you guys thought about your
Without reason.
choices?
In all seriousness,
I mean, seriously, there's this whole place full of hunters. If she really is a cultist, then wouldn't they figure it out sooner or later? I mean, we're a bunch of bumpkins, and we kinda almost figured it out.
I don't know about you, but I am certainly no bumpkin.
I've seen your stone, man. It's just the same as the rest of us.
So let's pick someone.
So
It's
none
happy
of us.
there.
So none of us are bumpkins. That's what I gathered from that.
Thanks.
Wow.
almost-
I think he just complimented you, Halleck.
Yeah, but he only did that to compliment himself.
Well, take what you can get.
I say we pick someone. Do our jobs.
I say
Alright.
that we investigate whatever this cult is in more thoroughness. Politics aside,
This time I'm not in
we
charge
are
of this
to put
investigation.
down those who worship the divine. Whether they be of reputable good divinities or bad divinities, no good comes of religion.
There's no...
True.
Neither of them are good people. They're just politicians.
Right.
Which will make it more stomachable when we have to kill them.
Them?
If we have to kill anyone.
If we have to kill them.
anyone
So how do you
at all.
propose we investigate this further?
Yes, let's go find out.
Well, we tried secrecy and we tried subterfuge, so I vote this time we do things a bit more straightforward.
Being blunt does not work. This is coming from the person who's blunt.
We kick in the front door.
We're allowed in.
Pin her to the wall.
Nope, we're allowed in, and there's a lot of guards.
Well, I would not necessarily pin her to the wall, but
There's a lot of
tell her that we are going to go through her belongings in the investigation of a cult. If she resists, we have the entire backing of all the hunters.
Yeah.
Basically.
Should we go around and start telling the
technically,
hunters? that
I
there
know
might
we're
be a cult?
technically allowed to do this, but it really feels wrong to me. But
If
I will-
if she
We're not going to destroy any of her belongings. It's kind of like having a warrant with a rock. I'm gonna start
Right.
telling everyone
I
in the
know.
place, all the hunters, that there
I'm
might
on
be
board.
a
I agree with you
suspected
on that.
cultist.
Let's go search.
honestly, as lousy as I find the whole repulsive idea, I can't say I have any better idea. So let's do it.
And Aelin, to ease your conscience, if she does get her name cleared, that will save her life from...
It's true. If her name gets cleared,
Melodose.
I have no qualms with suggesting she be the recommendation. But if we can get a definite, distinct answer, then I'm all for it.
Perfect. Now, I do have one moment's hesitation. If it turns out that she is worshipping one of the divine,
Then we sick every hunter we have on her. Or
No,
can
we take care of it
No,
ourselves. That's our job.
yes,
guards. Lots of guards.
we are the gods. If it turns out that she
castle.
is worshipping one of the divine, will we have any qualms in this particular party about putting that down?
No.
No,
That's our job.
that's our job.
Perfect.
All right then.
Let's go do a thing.
I think for once we're in agreement.
Now, Aelin, you were,
Thrax.
as it were, supposed to have a meeting with someone this morning.
Yes, Lute would like me to meet her at the town square this
Are we
morning
allowed to
around
go?
8. Well, you can.
Oh, nice.
She said you were welcome.
Would you like us to go?
You can say no without
You
being
know,
passive.
honestly, yes. I think I would like the company. Perhaps it will help me control my tongue a bit, because I was not terribly thrilled with her last night.
We both have similar outlooks on life. Good people are good people.
Yes, let's go.
Is this your... This is not...
Right?
That and Baby Shark.
Frickin' Baby Shark. Dang it, Nick. Okay.
Drax, you win.
Sorry, Drax. Dang it, Drax. Alright. So yes, I would like to go meet Loot this morning.
Okay.
Nick would never do that to you.
Welcome.
Only Drax.
Sure. I believe you.
So as you guys approach the town square, you notice that it's really busy for this time of the morning. There's no vendors or anything, so to speak, but there's a lot of people wandering around, like something's going to happen. And as you look around trying to find Loot, she appears behind you and says, "I'm glad you made it. I apologize for my behavior last night. I care not for politics nor the city. In fact, being here infuriates me."
What did you do last night?
Couldn't tell.
Well, I got in less trouble than you got in, little one.
That's
I heard
fair.
you tried
Yeah.
to break into our politician's home.
Hey, tried to. I did. But I didn't break into the... I did break into the room.
Well, she's not
It
wrong.
wasn't attempted murder, guys. It was murder.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just didn't get
Well,
away
she
with
made
it
it in.
because I didn't check for traps.
She says, "I'm going to try to explain something to you about hunters that you all need to know in the least offensive way possible. Come with me." As you follow her through the crowds, you come to what appears to be like some sort of risen stage. And all of a sudden, a man in a hood drags a child up on stage, maybe 12, 13 years old. And he says this child was found guilty of thievery. And everybody starts yelling and screaming. He says the punishment for first-time offenders is a hand. Does anybody find a reason why this person should not be found guilty?
What did they steal?
He looks down. He says, "Food." Do you have a reason he's not guilty?
Maybe he was hungry. I mean...
I'm asking for facts. Otherwise, keep your mouth quiet. This is the justice system, he says. As he says that, everybody gets super quiet in the square. And he says, "Very well. His hand it is." And he tosses him to another hooded man, and they place his arm on a stump, and the knife comes down, and the hand is lost.
Well, now if he's hungry, he has a hand.
And the crowd starts yelling and screaming and almost cheering him on. And they pull out the next person, and the guy in the hood, and it's a middle-aged man, and he says this hunter was found guilty of violating the hunter's code. The punishment is death, as he holds up a hunter's stone. He says, if anybody has reason or proof that this is untrue, speak now.
Do we recognize him?
No.
We don't have any proof.
And
I'm gonna hold up my hunter sigil. I'm gonna ask what was his crime specifically.
he gave mercy to a cultist.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
Once again, it's our job.
And and then the whole crowd, as soon as he says that, just goes kill him, chanting. You know what I mean?
Before this particular one was beheaded, do any of us want to question him and his leniency toward a cult?
Oh, wait. Yeah. I hold up my hunter sigil. He might be...
That was a question to the group before we made
No,
an
he-
affirmative
Before you
decision,
can put
Alec.
it up, Luke takes your arm and puts it down and says, "This is not our business. It's already been investigated."
Is he a part? Do we know which one he's...
And she says, "Just watch."
Dang it.
And the whole crowd's going nuts. Nobody speaks up, and they take him over to the same stump, lay his chest against the stump. As the sword comes down, it's done. It's over. The crowd starts to dissipate.
Well, alrighty then.
And Lute says, "Our job as hunters is a very serious deal."
Well, I didn't want to stop him because I wanted him to live. I wanted to know if it had anything to do with the lady.
I promise you it didn't.
Law's law.
I just want you to be aware why I was so upset when I heard that there was a cultist and lenience was exercised.
Were you worried another one of us was going to die?
Yes. She says, we are the Iron Fist. Our power, people fear us because we don't hold back. Because we act without mercy. And if we lose that image, our power will slowly go away. I hope you understand why I was so upset last night. And she starts to walk away.
Is the child still up there, or
No,
is he
they
taken
took him
away?
off, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I took him off for medical care.
Okay.
Well, at least they didn't kill him for theft.
And as she's walking away, she says, we live in a serious world. And there are serious punishments.
It'd be weird if we lived in a silly one. All right, let's go investigate a cultist.
Loot. As she walks away, Aelin would like to shout, "Loot!
She turns.
I understand what you're trying to say, but please also try to remember not having mercy and acting definitively does not also mean acting with cruelty."
We are simply here to be the guillotine. That is our job.
The guillotine isn't cruel, it just does its job.
Yes.
It's a fine line.
She says, I agree. But if you walk on the wrong side, it'll be you underneath that guillotine.
Then maybe we understand each other after all.
She shakes her head and walks off.
Do they have a guillotine here? Why do they use the sword to kill him?
To Aelin, I will whisper. And I was under the belief that we were chosen as people to avoid being used as tools.
Shows us what we know.
Well, it's a matter of perspective, isn't it?
Indeed.
And again, a fine line.
Did you want to go take care of that child? I might have a use for him.
Really?
Well, that sounds
Yes.
weird. Hold on.
Yeah,
Really,
seriously.
clarification, man. What?
Well, I don't know. I was just going to help heal him. Was all if he was.
They are taking him to
still
medical
hurt.
care.
If he's
He seems
being,
okay.
I think we ought to get underway with our job.
No, I need a messenger, so.
Oh well,
Don't you have message?
ask pretty much anyone around.
I have message. I don't know what a message is, though.
Message? Oh, sorry. I'm a distraction.
Well, are there any children around or young teenagers?
stop
You could
anybody,
ask
yeah.
someone.
No, I need something
Stop
that
a
only
young
trauma
boy.
would make dependable. I'll
You
just
think your
find...
Hunter Stone wouldn't?
No, not in
Oh.
a child. But a child who lost a hand certainly just grew up a significant amount in a short period of time. It's quite all right. It was just a moment
All
of
right.
convenience. I'll find a god to do
All
the
right.
same.
We could just find, another boy who's poor and stole and has no hand.
It's fine. Let's just go.
What about you, Alec? You're kind of a boy that's poor and... sorry, no, you are not a boy. But I do understand that you would make a wonderful messenger.
I have more money than you do, man.
You know how much money I have?
Yes. I'm a rogue, man.
I was gonna say she
I've
is a rogue.
checked.
She's probably checked.
I've checked multiple times. You might want to check your coin purse.
I would like to find either a city guard or somebody else that hunters used.
There's guards regularly posted that you can talk to.
Would I know that as a hunter I could get them to do basically a menial task for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if they
Fold
won't do it,
my
they'll pass it
laundry.
on to somebody who will. So
Okay, perfect. I would like to approach one. I would like to present my family crest ring. I would like to give them a description of the man that I saw.
okay.
I would like to have them find that person.
Okay.
And then I would like to instruct them that I will meet that person tonight at the Wizard's Interest.
Okay. This is all put the feelers out.
Thank you.
Might not want to make that a hard deal
All
because
right.
we're going to investigate stuff.
Are we off to knock a door down?
Well,
Knock on one.
yes, we're going to knock. We'll try to do it the diplomatic way the first time.
Change into your plate armor.
I'll give it 10 seconds
Okay.
before I burn the door down.
I
Sounds
think
good.
I'll stay with my chainmail for now, just so I don't have to.
I can open doors too pretty efficiently if I need to.
What color is the
Something I'm
armor?
not used to wearing.
I have a couple songs up my
Just play
sleeve
Megan, play
that are
Megan.
good at opening doors.
Just like silver? Nice.
Baby shark.
You could paint
No,
it.
no,
If you
no.
don't like the colors, then you could always just paint it.
That's vicious
Where
mockery.
are we going?
I have a
remember?
disguise kit. You
We
can
are
use some of
going
this.
to Christiana's
Yes.
Christiana Ashglade's estate.
Okay.
You say that with even more moxie than you usually use.
So as you get there, the guards kind of roll their eyes and they're like, again.
Hey,
I'm
And they
gonna
open-
walk right past him.
Yeah,
They
we'll just
open the gate and say, come on in.
listen and lie to you. Like a champion.
All right, in we go.
So as you approach the front steps again, she's sitting outside on the same bench. And she looks up and she sees you again and she just kind of like rubs her face and she's like, did you decide to take care of my real estate problem?
We have a warrant for your home.
No, we don't actually have a warrant for your
We have
home.
our stones. Those count.
Yes.
I'm not sure if this is a circus or a hunter's group.
Look, do you want the job on the council or not?
Yes, I would love
All
it.
right, then. We are here to go do some investigating around your manor a bit, just to put some accusations to rest.
And those accusations would be what?
Christiana, since we are the ones who are in charge of whether or not you get the political position, I would suggest that you start becoming a little bit more compliant and a little less abrasive.
I never said you couldn't look. I
Well,
just
then you're
simply
going
wonder
to
what I'm
fall.
being accused
Right.
of.
Excellent, then. Shall we?
We will start with manners, and then we will move toward our investigation.
Your choice in my election, manners shouldn't make they don't make a difference in politics. Why should they make a difference in your investigation?
Because I can find evidence of a cult no matter where I look, if you get my
She
meaning.
kind of looks at you and says, "A cult.
Yes.
You're here because of a cult."
Yep.
No, we're here because of accusations. We're investigating the manner of a cult, and
She
then your
laughs.
political position will be taken into
She
consideration.
starts laughing
Wasting
and she's
time.
like,
We need to investigate the house.
assassinations, power plays, that's all one thing. But to accuse somebody of being in a cult, that's just low. Feel free, look
All right.
around.
You should follow us.
Well, then you do-
Just in case you have any ideas.
You do
I
understand
have.
the seriousness, then, of the charge.
Well, I'm not worried about it.
Good to know.
And she says, I would love to follow you around, but I've got manners to attend to. You can find me on grounds if you need me.
Marvelous.
Alec,
I did that when she walked away.
shadow her, please.
She sits on the bench.
I don't have any binoculars.
No,
No, she's
no,
just
no,
sitting
no,
right
no.
here.
No,
Just
I
You
know,
are
I'm just
literally
being
going to
sort-
walk 5 paces behind her the whole time.
Yep, stay with her. Make sure she doesn't.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna sit with her on the bench.
Make sure she just doesn't happen to be hiding something before we get to that specific area in
Can you do a
searching.
pat down? That feels legal.
No, just watch her.
Just follow
Just
her.
watch her.
As you guys are off talking, some other politician comes in and sits down on the bench and starts talking to her.
I'm great at interrupting. I'll walk over and. How big is the bench?
It's just an average bench.
So it'll fit 2 people and then uncomfortably 1 other person.
Yeah, probably.
I'll do that.
She says, you'll have to excuse my hunter friend, but hopefully she won't be a hunter much longer.
I'll roll my eyes.
And the politician's like, is this usual behavior for hunters? She says, I believe not, but this one seems young and frankly, I'm not sure what's wrong with this one. And they just talk about everyday city politics.
Right.
All right.
I'm just
Bed chambers.
Basement.
You took the person with the
Any
best
any
intelligence.
place off the beaten track in the estate.
I'm a tiny.
Places that are specifically on the beaten track.
The guard approaches you, the main guard, and gives you keys to the home and says, feel free.
All right. Well, we head on in.
Yep.
Start looking around. I'm gonna obviously doing a roll to see if I find anything, and I'm gonna go up to her bedroom.
Okay. Go ahead.
Good.
9, 11.
This is investigation.
Nothing.
Ooh, that's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, that's good. 21.
You find some love letters addressed to a guy named Kevin.
Oh my god.
It's a very popular name.
Or he's a very popular guy.
Or a very popular guy.
Yeah.
Do I find anything that would demonstrate an aptitude or an ability to use the arcane?
There are the doors are warded, but it's nothing past security. That you could hire either any person off the street or your average Joe magician could do.
But I don't find spell books. I don't find spells. I don't find anything that suggests she's a practitioner. Okay.
A lot of politics and economy books, real estate books, but.
I'd like to head down to any basement or wine cellar, whatever might be under that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I'm hunting down there for specifically, generally, I just want to look at the
Good
room in
wine.
general. And second of all, anything that looks like, I want to look for like along a wall where it looks like there might have been, hidden doorways or things like that.
Secret passages.
And that is terrible.
I think you took the person with the best investigation.
7.
Average wine barrels, nothing fancy.
I'm just
Right.
sitting on
You
the
do
bench,
see a
pulling
couple
through
crates
all
that have an orcish shipping stamp on them, like she's doing some importing. But
Can I
it's
open
just
those?
General wares.
Are they open? Or
No, they're sealed, but it's just stamped general wares
can I open them?
if you want.
I want.
Okay, make a strength check.
Okay, strength check. Yeah, that was actually all right. That's 14.
Okay, so you pop up the crate, and in there's just like standard clothes, some vases, and just general goods.
Definitely feeling down through there, checking inside the vases, the whole thing.
Orc ceramics.
Orcish ceramics.
Well, they're not making them; they're just shipping them.
Accidentally punch all of them.
Right.
It's like a third grader's cigarette dish. Ashtray.
All right. Nothing exciting in there. Nothing.
As you're up there, that politician leaves, and another one comes.
Just balancing my knife on
And
my
you
nose.
could tell she's just trying to get votes and get the support of the politicians.
Well, I'm going to head down to the main room.
Okay.
Make search for secret doors.
Spinning my knives on my finger.
Go ahead, roll.
Gosh, we're winning on our investigations
I'm
tonight.
going to tell you.
I mean, so far everything seems to be on the straightforward.
Is there? I'm gonna come back upstairs and check like in the kitchen area. And is there like a window that looks out over the rear of like lawns or anything out back? Are there sheds?
No, there's no. There, I
Barn.
mean, there's the little guardhouse on the side where they change as they come and go, but that's it.
All right. Okay, well I'm going to investigate the kitchens then.
Okay,
Same kind of thing, overview and.
go ahead.
Wow,
Wow.
I also go to the kitchen.
That's
I'm
an
going to look
8.
for some food. I'm hungry.
Grab a
that's
snack.
an 8.
I'm
So
going to find still some.
One of the servants actually sees you getting in the cabinets, and she's like, "Can I make you something?"
Yes, please.
And she starts to whip up some food for you guys. Can I help you find anything?
sure, are there any secret doors? Hidden areas? Anything you've seen? Any strange activities going on in the manor?
She
Anything at all?
She opens
This
a
point.
closet, and there's like a passway through. She says, "We have these doors that go through, so we can get through for the party. Just so we don't have to interact with the guests while we're doing things."
Oh, that's fairly standard.
I'm curious. These soirees that your lady holds every evening seems very frequent to hold parties.
Well, she's a politician. Isn't that what politicians do? Try to entertain.
Yes, but every night seems quite excessive.
Oh,
I hope
except
they
for
would legislate more than they would entertain.
except for the third night of the week. She doesn't do them on the third night of the week.
Interesting.
Why that specifically?
Know where her
I don't know,
diary
she
is?
takes a break, I assume.
Oh.
We get the day off.
And which day of the week is that coming up? Or
That would be 2 nights from now.
During these parties, are they for general entertainment? Are they for fundraising and other political things?
All of the above. She's big into charity.
What charities in specific?
Usually little orphans. That's how I got this job.
orphans? You mean like children who could go missing and nobody would notice?
Well, like I was about to turn 18 and they were going to kick me out, and I didn't have anything to do, and she just gave me a job and pays me well.
How would you say, what do you think of her in general? I mean, is she a decent human? Are you...
I don't get to talk to her much, but I've never had a problem with her.
Any scuttlebutt
She-
from the other
She
servants?
whips out the trays of food and puts them out on the table. It's just everybody seems fairly happy.
Well, are we satisfied yet, everybody? On our investigation?
I feel like we're missing
Does your
something. But
mistress happen to wear any particular jewelry or display anything of opulence during these parties?
She doesn't like to. She gets skin rashes when she wears jewelry.
That's
But
what
sometimes
we
she'll
should
wear it
do
if it's
for her.
important.
So she's got allergies. Got it.
right.
Yeah, that's why we can't have any nuts in the house.
Nuts.
Oh yeah, but they let you in. Oh.
She laughs.
I chew on my sandwich.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible. Sorry. That's why you're the bard and I'm the paladin. You see.
I just stare at you.
Which-
I eat my sandwich. Shaking my head slowly.
I know. I won't quit my day job. Thank you.
Which one of us has the supposed evidence that Melidos got accusing her of? It was an amulet.
Was it you? All right. Alec had it.
I would like to go retrieve that if I
Yep.
can from
Yep.
Alec. Will you give that to me?
I'm gonna tag out and run inside because it's so boring.
Or can I have the amulet? If you don't give me the amulet, I will kill you and take it off of your body.
Okay.
Thank you. I would like to go back to the same servant who has been so helpful.
I'll follow.
I'm curious, have you ever seen anything regarding this effigy in your house before?
Inside check.
This symbol.
Oh, it's pretty, isn't it?
It is. Is it not? Have you seen it before? Is it familiar?
Not that I can recall, no.
I want an inside check.
Right.
I go outside to
same.
take over the shadowing of her.
Ooh, that was pretty good.
I did terribly. I rolled a
Back
1.
and cool.
And I have a +0, so that's a 15.
She seems clueless to anything that you guys are talking about.
All right.
Like an orphan.
Yeah, just one politician leaves,
Got
another
it.
comes, another fancy person comes.
I just figure one of us needs to be watching her out there.
And we still don't recognize what this religious symbol,
You recognize it as
Yeah.
one of the old gods of light. Yeah.
And me.
Old God of Light.
Yeah.
old gods of light.
Yes, I studied quite a bit of the old religions and whatnot in my paladin training. So
What if we show her and see what if we show her outside and see how she reacts?
We've already done that. She had no reaction.
Oh.
In fact, you did that.
When you come out and
No, I
she's
didn't
not with
show
you,
her
she
the
goes, "So have you found anything yet?"
Oh yeah, I did that.
You have some excellent deli meat for sandwiches.
Oh, only the best for my guest, I guess.
I do appreciate the hospitality.
Of course.
So we hear you donate quite a bit to orphanages and such charities.
Yeah, I hire a lot out of them. They're,
Why is that?
frankly, you want me to be honest?
Yes, please.
They're cheaper labor and it looks good. And they work well.
That's
So-
actually that's brilliant.
That's actually fair. All right.
So
you
it's a
paid in
win-win
food
situation
rations?
for them. Yes, I pay them minimum wage, plus I give them room and board.
Well, you have a new single-handed employee over by the punishment blocks.
It's true.
Yeah.
Young
She
Literally
looks up
sing-
like,
A lad lost his hand this morning, if you were so inclined.
And it was because he was poor.
I don't know if I can use them if they have one hand.
Sure
Two
you can
hands
find
work so
something.
much better.
Ever heard of an artificer? You could just build him a new hand.
All right. Well, this has been, I feel, fairly illuminating.
It has.
I
don't know what you guys
agree.
found.
You do have a party tonight, do you not?
Every night except for the third day of the week.
And of course, we're on that list, right?
Yes.
All hunters are.
Delightful. We'll see you this evening.
See you this evening.
Oh great. a
Very well.
party.
Oh, well, we
She's
did
like-
buy new
she's
outfits. We
like-
might as well use them.
When you
Why
guys
not?
kind of turn, she kind of hear her say good riddance on her breath, you know, like she's happy you guys are going.
Manners.
Manners.
And when you say that, she says, "I don't care."
I like her. She is delightful.
Did I tell you guys I want to vote for her? Let's just do this.
I find her a lot less repulsive now. knowing that there isn't
I don't
any...
know who to trust anymore.
Oh, you can't trust either of them to be
They're
completely
politicians.
serious here.
You can't. But we did the
You can't.
investigation like you wanted. We didn't find nothing. Let's
As
cast a
long
vote
as-
and get on with
As
this.
long as there's no cult activity that is at least obvious.
But what if she is a cult and we
Well,
just
then
didn't
she will
find
be
it?
We
found
could
out.
be asking what ifs for the rest of our life, or we could just do
All right.
something.
All right.
Indeed.
Just turned Irish there for a second.
Yeah, I heard. What's that, Thrax? So you got something to see?
Hoity-toity, hoity.
Oh my god.
Since we were very clip over at Melodos's,
Why don't we investigate his place?
That's true.
we could investigate his place, but let's go talk to the man,
All right.
as it were.
Do you think it will... You could procure any better response than we did the first time?
I do not, if we go in with the same approach.
All right. So what? What do you suggest?
It means
I suggest Christiana goes and visits him, accusing him of planting evidence. Feel like playing Christiana?
Sounds good to me.
Oh, I see what you're going for here.
I will
thought I
hand
disguised.
Draxoon the holy symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to dress yourself up, or would you like me to dress you up?
No, I can take care
But
of
you're
it.
really short.
Thank
Sure,
you.
you do have
Perfect.
How tall
decent
is...
performance, you said.
Mm-hmm.
It's all you, buddy.
Now, we will accompany you,
Yeah.
since you were blamed for worshipping the occult, and we found no evidence. We then have him on false accusations?
Yeah.
Slander
Hold on.
of some
Okay,
kind.
so we should probably discuss how tall are you?
It's politics. I think slander is really
Right,
the standard.
well, it is.
Like how tall is your gnome?
I have ways to disguise self.
Yeah, but you can only grow a foot.
You know
So-
what I'm hearing a lot of. What can't we do? I'd like to hear more of what can we do.
We can't have a 4-foot
Thrax,
tall lady
the
come-
motivational speaker.
Yes.
Cause I'm pretty sure that lady's like 5'7" or 8. Like she's almost as tall as I would.
I'm sure I can get
Then
close
we'll,
enough.
Then we'll get him stilts.
I'm sure I can get close enough
Right.
to get by in a pinch.
We'll find another gnome, we'll plonk him on top of that gnome's shoulders, and then
Right.
together they'll be fine.
You need the highest of high heels.
Alright.
5 kobolds in a trench
Well,
coat.
we found out last
So-
night he's quite good at walking in them. So,
So Christiana is upset. False accusations
Right.
yes.
from Malados,
Yes.
and I am off to accuse him of such.
One tiny thing that I just want to bring up so that it has been addressed. What if he decides to try to kill Christiana himself?
Then we'll kill him.
Then our problem's worked itself out.
And I have plenty of ways to defend myself.
Oh, I believe that,
wait.
and I know that
This
for a fact.
Christiana. Sorry.
This one.
Then that problem has worked itself out.
All right. It's
So
been
you
addressed.
disguise yourself.
Let's
You
do
guys
this.
head
Yeah.
over there.
If
Yeah.
he tries to kill me, he's not going to be the happiest camper.
That's true.
How much
Now-
would like 80s
Hopefully
high
he won't.
heels
Are
cost?
we
Like the
going with-
kind that make you like a few feet taller.
You can probably pick him up anywhere for dirt cheap. Put on your dancing shoes or something.
I'm not
Now-
paying for that.
Goodness. Oh, big yawn.
Does one of us want to talk to Tyree, who was the captain
guard.
of the guard,
Right.
who found the evidence in question?
I can if no one else wants to.
Might not be a
How
bad
good
idea.
are you at talking to people?
I'm good at lying to people.
I have a +5 to persuasion.
You're going to talk to Tyree.
I'll help.
It wouldn't be
I have
it wouldn't be a bad piece
proficiency.
of info to know where this was planted at,
Exactly.
so I can accurately say where I found it.
So you guys disguise him. You head over there.
I cast disguise
Let's
myself
split the party.
on myself.
I'm
My
not trying to attack anyone.
Oh yeah, so I'm going with you.
advice would to possibly play it like we knew that this was planted evidence as a political ploy, and now you're just curious as to how somebody so skilled, Tyree, managed to do so. Of course, I leave it to your discretion.
All right.
What's your
Find
deception?
my motivation. Got this.
Right. Shall we?
Yes, let's.
So you guys approach the place, and Tyree's actually the front gate guard right now.
Excellent.
All right, we'll
And
talk to him.
he,
You guys go.
he welcomes you and says, "Ah, hunters, Oh, and Christiana, you're not usually out this time of day. Entertaining guests at your home, talking politics, usually.
Normally I am, as you know, except for the one night of the week I don't. But I have something on my mind today. I need to take care of it myself.
Yeah. Maldos is inside. You're welcome.
Right, well, while she goes in, I mind if I stay out here and have a chat with you, Tyree?
Not at all.
Wonderful.
I don't like it in big
He's watching Christiana like he's really kind of worried about something. And as you two walk off, he looks at you and says, "Did you find him? Why is she here?" He looks honestly confused. Like,
that's part of the reason we're here.
Part of the reason I gave you the evidence.
Right. Which, I mean, there's no evidence of any.
Did you search the sewers where I told you I found them going?
We took care of it. Now,
are you calling me a liar?
I would never dream.
He's like seriously upset now. He looks worried.
I would never dream of calling you a liar.
He goes, make sure she's not doing anything to him. And the other guy leaves.
No one's going to be doing anything to anyone. They just want to have a talk.
Would we have overheard this?
No, he waited for you guys to leave.
Yeah. So it's fine, Terry. Now, I would never, ever call you a liar. Ever. That wouldn't... I wouldn't dream of it. However, I also understand that you have certain loyalties. And, you know, I would completely understand had you been working under direct orders.
My loyalty lays to the city and this country.
And not to your captain?
Well, that's where his loyalty lays. I'm confused as to what you think.
I'm just saying, it wouldn't have surprised me. He does want this position awfully badly.
I found the symbol in the sewer.
Right.
Not him.
Right. Did you possibly take it there because he told you to?
No, I told you exactly what happened.
How did you know to be there?
I followed her.
From where did you find her in the first place?
I found her leaving her manor on her day off.
What were you doing there?
Following her, trying to find dirt on her. This is politics, after all.
Convenient, don't you think?
Convenient that I found that she was going to a sewer on her day off, I guess. Don't think she doesn't have people watching us.
Oh, I'm sure she does. Well, I'm just, like I say, trying to cross all the T's and dot the I's, you know? I need to make absolutely sure.
Did you search the sewer?
We are dealing with that.
He's like, okay.
I just want to make
I
absolutely
need to make sure she's not going to try to kill him now.
She's not going to try to kill him.
Well,
I can
that's
guarantee
good.
you that.
Then you can come with me.
Absolutely, I can come with you.
And then he starts to walk towards you guys. And meanwhile, inside, what's happening? Maldos is sitting in his chair, and he sees you through enter.
Message spell to Aelin. Did we get what we needed?
Nope, not at all.
I insight checked him while he was talking.
You mentioned
He
the
seems
sewers to me?
Yes. I would mention we forgot to check the sewer.
Got it. That's the key part that I needed. So I don't
So as you walk in,
I also asked, nudge you. Did you get the
you
piece
see
of
him
info?
kind of looking at you three. And he goes, 2 hunters and 1 politician. Where's the rest of the hunters?
Did you accuse this woman of being an occult?
Malados, I really do not like to come out, and you know that. I am a busy woman. I have all these parties to plan, and I know we're both competing, and we're trying to compete for office. But you planting this...
Oh, God.
That's perfect.
But you planting this to try to accuse me of being a cultist?
You should make
That's
him
a low
such
blow.
chick.
You see him kind of sniffing as you approach with the guard. He says, are you really going to try to fool me like this? I'm a war veteran. I've seen better magic.
Perfect, Jacksoon. He's been exonerated. You did a wonderful job. We did just clear your name. We're done.
Good job. Good, sir.
Yeah, good job.
When I see them walking out, I turn and walk away.
Are you
Had to check
just
for
going to walk
reactions.
away and not tell me what's going on?
Tyree,
Checking for reactions.
Yeah, we're going to check the
Tyree,
sewers.
you did a horrible job. You didn't see this at all. I would really suggest getting a new gate guard.
Yep, let's go.
Thanks for your hospitality.
He's like, kind of shakes his head like, I'm not sure what that was about.
We have our
And he tells
methods.
Tyree to follow him.
You've got my vote. Okay.
And Tyree approaches you as you guys are walking out and says, well, now I get to be your shadow for the day.
Cool. Do you know how to get
You
to
get
the
to join
sewer?
us.
Yep.
Cool. Take us to that sewer.
Yeah,
Why-
show us right where you found it in the sewer. Let's go
Yeah.
there and look.
Why-
That was our
Lead
next
away.
stop.
First of all, why the deception?
Because
We needed to look for reactions.
And we kind of forgot that we were supposed to go into the sewer.
Amateurs, I guess.
Totally.
Hadn't
Alec,
gotten there yet.
Alec, we need to work less on the whole truth.
Look, I don't have time for this.
You just said you were following us all day, and now you're saying you don't have time?
I don't have time to follow the clown squad around, okay?
Well, then don't do your job then.
I'm not planning on doing my job. He writes down the streets where the entrance to the sewer was. Go look. See what you see. I'm not lying to you. I have no reason to. And neither does Malados.
Apologies for the deception, Tyria. Honestly, I do like you. I think you're a very upstanding sir.
Just go. I'll tell him that I lost you.
Cool, thanks, bye.
I'm trying to be genuine here.
I appreciate it. I have too much on my mind.
We should work on our cardio and sprint
Why
the
is
entire
that?
route.
Because election's coming up in 2 days.
Yes.
Right.
Will I sprint? No.
And I have to worry about people trying to kill my boss, just like he's worrying about killing other people because this is politics.
So off to
Right.
the sewers.
Heaven forbid we, mistake
Well,
that for
law
legislation
enforcement,
instead of
we try not to
free-for-all
work in
murder
politics.
hoboing.
Murder hoboing.
It's not murder hoboing when you have the best interest of your country in mind. Politics is a war
Is it,
just
though?
like any other war. The world thinks we're at peace. The truth is the wars are just fought on a smaller scale now. Instead of millions
can't argue
dying,
that.
single people die. It's a fact of life. And he looks frustrated.
That was some very philosophical crap.
Right.
Yeah, jeez, man. You really speak poetry.
All right.
Do you
To
know
the
the sewer.
To the sewers.
So, as you guys are on your way to the sewers, somebody behind you whispers the dark sun is rising and disappears off into the crowd in his dark cloak.
Did
Who's
I
that?
what?
Are any of us fast enough to see who it was?
No.
Well, I think we just had some confirmation that there is definitely cult activity here.
We should probably, when we're done in the sewers, tell the people at the
Let's
hunter's
go and-
place that.
Let's
Let's
go
get
investigate
this-
the sewers first.
Oh
get
no.
the sewers
Let's
done.
get the hunter. Oh wait, we are the hunters.
Right? Let's go. Come on.
So the city actually has a
To the
closed
streets.
sewer system because it's pretty advanced. So these are more like when you come to this sewer entrance, it's a gated entry that leads to like a series of pipes. It's not like your typical sewer where you're going to be walking in muck and crime. And you notice that the gate has been unlocked when you get there, and it swings right open.
Suspicious.
Interesting.
It has gas access lamps that are every 20 feet or so.
Is anybody stationed to guard this gate?
No.
Okay.
No, they're pretty irregular, but usually they are locked.
All right.
Can I make a perception check to see if anyone's following us?
Go ahead.
Oh,
Into the Parisian catacombs.
oh dang. That was 21.
You feel like somebody's watching you.
Just gonna turn around and say, "Go away."
Nothing happens.
Always works.
Who are you talking to?
There's someone watching us, and I say that full in the open because I know how much people hate it when they know that.
No one's watching us.
Look around, man. There's
Yeah.
There's people in the streets.
No one's watching us.
Everywhere.
They're only watching because you just yelled at them.
Well, no, but someone was looking.
There are people staring at you now, by the way.
Well, yeah,
You're right. There are people watching us.
Hey.
I'm right again.
And now they can watch us go down into the sewer. Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm headed in.
Everybody just kind of goes on their own way because you played it off nonchalant. They assume by the way you're dressed and the weapons you carry that you're hunters.
Wait, am I in my armor? I don't think I put it back on.
Well, you have your weapons at least, and most people don't carry
I'm behind
weapons.
Aelin.
All right. In we go.
Nope, it's still on.
So as you walk down the hallway, you go ahead and everybody make a perception check for me.
Oh, I can't just keep my 18.
Oh, natural 20.
You notice that there are
16.
They're not really footsteps, but there's like multiple footsteps that make it look like people have been using this hallway
Alright.
a lot.
This feels like the worst place to have a party.
Clearly, you don't do enough drugs. Is it just one?
It's a straight hallway.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a straight hallway. You do notice that as you walk for about 10 minutes, and you see down that it kind of lights up down at the end, but you're not sure what's down there.
Okay.
Sure, did someone...
Like it lit up upon our arrival?
No,
Okay.
it gets brighter down at the end. Like maybe it opens up into another room.
Okay.
Okay, as we're walking along, just kind of keep an eyes open for anything that looks out of place or odd or like
I'm just fiddling with my
footprints going into a wall or something.
No, they're headed straight for that what appears to be a room.
Okay.
Should
And
someone
that way,
go
then.
up there and see what they can see?
All 4 of us should.
I mean, like, what if there's danger?
Well,
Then all 4 of us will find the danger.
how dark is it in here right now?
It's lit. There's
Light,
access.
all good.
Yeah,
Okay.
access lamps. There's nothing sinister.
Super
or
dark.
creepy.
Aylin's just bumping
Yeah,
into
there's
shit.
nothing
Just
sinister.
tripping.
That's
or
what I was
creepy.
wondering how I
It's
should be
cool.
picturing this.
Yeah, no, there's nothing. I mean, it is like not sinister and creepy at
Humans.
all. It's just,
It's like a happy sewer system.
Yeah.
It's a very
Cleaner than
welcoming.
you'd think.
yeah, it
Happy
is.
little
It's really
sewer
it's
system right here.
it's like a machine. Like you know what I mean. It's like if you were to be walking around our modern day purifying plants and whatnot, it has that kind of vibe to
It's
it.
actually nice.
Yeah, it's actually nice.
It's
Yeah.
a gross machine.
Like it's actually been well kept up and maintained.
Nice.
So as you approach this room, it is gated and locked.
Okay.
But it opens. You can see it opens up into a large circular room, with kind of machinery all around it and a table in the middle.
Does the lock look frequently used?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
I will do that too.
Can I make it an investigation
Yeah,
check?
that's fine. Yeah,
That was not great.
Investigate that lock.
Yes. Am I proficient? I am. 17.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's been used regularly. There's no buildup of grime on it or anything.
Someone want to try to pull it off?
Well, I mean, I could try with my...
No, I was being
Strength to yank it
sarcastic,
off of-
man.
Hi, you're a rogue. Don't you have any lockpicks?
I was being sarcastic. I'll check for traps.
As was I.
I could play the lock a song.
I just don't appreciate all these labels you're about.
Two nines.
You're a
Two
rogue.
nines. Okay, let's see what I get.
Everything
Sorry.
seems
9,
normal.
20, 12.
So
Everything seems
compartmental.
I'll try to be more fluid in my thinking.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'll take the things and I'll do the thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Cast spells and I have a book. I must be a wizard.
Hey.
You might also be a sorcerer.
Can
I don't
I,
know.
Thanks for the compliments, chat. They love your
play it.
shirt.
Oh, thanks. I sewed this myself. Thank you.
I play a gnomish beaver flute. I must be a bard.
Can you,
Are we unlocking
Well,
the
that,
door?
Can you
that
do the
pretty
thing?
much goes. Yeah,
can I have some inspiration?
Yeah, I inspire
You
you.
really need it for lockpicking?
Wow, you said...
Don't waste his inspirations on lockpicking.
Yeah.
What if I roll a natural 1?
Well, then I will freaking put my boot through it. That's
That's not
totally
good.
cocked.
Yeah. That...
There
Okay.
you go.
Wait. Why don't I have my skills on the screen? Okay. So it would be sleight of hand? Or dexterity?
Thievery, I think.
It's using a. It's sorry. It's
Yeah,
using a
use-
toolkit, so you
yeah.
would add your proficiency
Yeah.
and then whatever attribute that toolkit uses. So dexterity.
Dex,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
22.
Okay, yeah, pops open.
Haha. Does it explode? Do we all
No,
die?
Gate creaks open.
I'll just
Nice.
throw the lock.
All right.
Room's
you-
well lit. There's a slab floor, a table in the middle, machinery running all around you.
I take the lock off. And
All of a sudden you hear a loud and the steam pipe just kind of drains a little bit and shuts off.
I want to go look at the table.
I thought we all died.
Go ahead and make me
Say I look
a
around.
religion check on the table.
Mimi.
Okay. What have I got there? That's... oh, no, that's really good. Okay. That is a 22.
And you speak angelic, right?
24.
No.
Okay. You see some sort of runes on that are kind of carved in around the table.
I got a 24 and I can.
Okay. You recognize the runes to be angelic, but you don't quite recognize what they stand for or what they mean. Like they're kind of an archaic form. maybe a lost language like Latin is to English today.
Meh.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, unless infernal's considered angelic. I assume you meant celestial.
It's celestial.
All right, no.
9.
No celestial. I studied a lot, but didn't learn any languages.
What's that?
I was just making sure that it added up to 24.
Oh, you're fine. You got it. That's what you see. The celestial runes, but like I said, they're not. It's not like what you study in school. It's almost like you recognize it, but you can't understand it.
Did we have a timetable for our picking of a politician?
Tomorrow,
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Well,
the election's in 2 days.
is it, like, inscribed in it? Like it's carved in there?
Yeah, they're carved in it. Yeah.
I'll take out a piece of parchment and, like, a pencil, and I'll
You
shade
do
over
rubbing.
it
Nice.
Okay.
and put it in my bag.
Okay.
So we have
Good.
a room with a table. Are there any other exits, entries, tunnels?
Investigation check. No,
Can we
there's just
investigate, around the machinery and stuff to
just
see what else is
everything
in there,
everywhere,
anything
just to
hidden
see if there's
behind
anything
it?
suspicious. No more inspiration because I used it. Why? My rolls are so
16 plus 3, so 19.
You recognize that the footprints go straight to the table around it, and then appear to go right back out.
ritual.
Well, what I'm seeing here, I don't know what you all are seeing, but I'm seeing a definite path of someone coming in and using this table. Many someone's using this table.
Or did one person just use it over and over again?
Or possibly one person over and over.
Can we tell, like, if it's the
But you
same
can tell
size
it's
footprint?
multiple people.
Oh, so
Multiple
different
sizes
size
of feet,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
I'm
And
seeing...
the prints almost kind of drag together because people are walking.
Sure.
You know.
It looks culty to me. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah,
what
that,
you
like-
all think.
Angelic writing, we're totally going to show this to the
Is
boss.
that celestial? Is that what you figured? I was wondering. I think I've seen it before in some of my studies, but
Me too.
I can't speak it, so...
I mean,
or
I
read
can't
it.
speak this one.
You can like sound out the words, but the words don't make sense. Like it's a lost.
Like
you
it's
know what I mean?
encoded?
Like
or-
if I were to show you a Latin word in real life, you could read it, but you wouldn't understand what it means.
Like a peanut.
Ancient Aramaic or something.
Do the ruins have any other than just being literate, other than just being words? Do they have any power to them?
Go ahead and make a Arcana check.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm also proficient in Arcana.
That
Yeah,
is
great.
16.
Okay. You sense some sort of magic coming from them.
Not great, just a 12.
And can I interpret what type of magic that is from that roll?
Can you do a detect
Kind of
magic?
fits. It's as a positive energy.
Oh,
All right.
Wait, magic guy. What spells do you have?
Magic guy.
Mr. Wizardly.
A fair repertoire.
Okay, specifics, man. Do you have identify?
Hold on 1 second. Do you hear that? And then I'm gonna cast detect magic.
Okay. As you cast it, the runes start to glow white.
Okay.
You have to cast magic on it.
Do I get a school of magic or any more of a vibe of what the purpose of this
It's
is?
unfamiliar.
But as arcane energy leaves me and goes into the runes themselves, they
They react to it. Yeah.
okay.
Almost like it's cleansing what you're putting into it. Like you feel like it doesn't like whatever you're doing to it.
Cast something stronger.
Must we always take the break it approach?
No, don't break it. Just like use magic and put it on there.
Drex, do you have any
Like cast mending on it or
anything
something.
that you could do in there?
Not too much.
Not too much.
To be fair, I've been sitting here thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
All right.
I'm not the most helpful gnome in this exact moment.
That's all right.
I would like to cast
Can't do any of it. So.
identify on the table.
You're just gonna put your face on the table and cast identify.
You can go ahead.
It just
It's just okay.
tells me.
Yeah. So you cast identify.
It basically
magic.
gives me the book stats on
As
things.
soon as you cast it, the runes start to light up again, and you feel that this is a positive energy, possibly like a healing energy.
Do we all see it glowing?
It's not an active spell, but you can tell it's a catalyst for a spell or for a ritual of some sort.
Well,
Well, she's definitely a cultist.
Spells and rituals by themselves are not
Do I have any magical items?
necessarily cult-related.
Is the power tied to the table?
It's tied to the runes, not necessarily the table. You can tell the runes are part of it. And as you cast that spell, you notice that the runes are starting to bleed towards the middle of the table. Like the lines are starting to connect towards the middle of the table.
Every at the completion of all of my spells.
Yeah.
Mending. It's easy, and you can do it as many times as you want.
You know far too much about my spell capabilities than I think anybody rightly should.
I mean, you know. Yeah.
I've killed people for such a small thing. Um,
I'm gonna walk over and do a lay on hands. Just
As you do that, the table
Touch it.
like glows, and then the symbols rush together in a flash of light to the middle, and that same symbol you saw on that piece of jewelry appears in the middle of the table.
well. I'd say that's rather
Pencil and paper.
damning evidence.
but to
We
who?
don't. But to whom? That's the problem.
Well, I don't think it was the war guy. He doesn't look like he knows a whole lot about magic.
We have no idea who's using these tables at the very second.
Right.
I think
Us.
Yeah, we did just use cult magic.
Here's the worst part. Even if she is a cultist, which we would have a responsibility to take care of, from the way it reacted to me, I'm guessing this was one of the deities of light, which were good. And
Were.
so we're talking about somebody who's not necessarily doing this to be evil or bad or subversive to anyone, but
Yes, but the worshipping
Right.
of religions
right.
causes the death of countless.
I'm not disagreeing,
There's a
but
lot
it's
of
not that
war.
far a step from where I am to where that would be.
Yes, but you don't cast your magic in the name of something
And you also
Well.
don't do this in the sewers.
that we know of.
To be fair, I would cast it in the sewers if we were fighting something here.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So,
But it is in the service of the light, which
clearly, well,
Please don't do the thing.
it makes no difference as to the result.
I know.
We
But
just saw
It's
a
just
guy
heartbreaking.
we just saw a guy get killed in front of a lot of people for this.
I'm aware. And I'm not saying I won't do my job. I'm saying it's heartbreaking.
Well, let's go break her face.
We don't know it was her.
So,
We have
How
one
about I
person's...
sit back and hide in a corner? I'm
that
awfully
is
small.
precisely...
You
Yes.
three
We
continue
have-
on your investigations. I'll sit here and see if I observe anyone.
We have the evidence.
Right.
Yeah, I think we should show this to the boss
The
man.
problem is,
Maybe he'll know what it means.
we need to make a choice before the scheduled ritual time of our Lady Chrysiana.
I'm pretty good at hiding, guys.
And,
I can sit back here in this little spot and sit off to the side.
Yeah, the voting day and the ritual night fall on the same day.
This, I feel like this
For
was
the
planned
suspected
somehow.
ritual night.
So,
All right. What if we went ahead and gave Christiana our vote
What?
and see what happens the day of?
exactly.
Time some sense came up.
I mean,
We can kill her just as easily if she's on the council or if she's,
she's
not.
not.
Yeah, if she comes
So-
up as a cultist later, we kill her.
Should we
Because
tell
I
the
have
others
to
what we're
say I
planning?
like her.
However, do we actually want to put her in office?
Yes.
I have no problem with that.
Perfect. It's settled then.
Oh, she's better than that Malados.
we should really show these ruins to the guy.
We have time to do all
Sub-
sorts of stuff.
Subterfuge right now, Alec is our best friend. If we manage to hide that we know of the evidence, then the culprit will continue to use the evidence, giving us proof. If we go around and raise the alarm, then nobody will come to the evidence and we will have no proof.
Unless we explain the plan to him. I mean, he seems like a pretty reasonable guy, even though we don't know his name.
I think this is the point where littler truth will help us find more truth.
Also, you know, as hunters, we are allowed to throw our weight around quite a bit. However, this is one of those things with no proof that I would hesitate to do so. Because we don't know for sure.
And it is a very short hop to us investigating cult activity or us being involved in cult activity.
We're all here, and it liked me touching that. That table liked when I touched it, which means light magic. As I said, very short step from where I am to where that is.
So, Draxun,
Yes.
would you like anything to keep you preoccupied while you wait in the sewers?
Preferably not alcohol.
No.
All right.
I've had enough of that for
I thought he was joking when he said he was the sneakiest of the group.
No, I got it. I can...
With that being settled, I vote that we vote.
Right.
And I have some business to attend to today.
We're busy, man. We gotta do stuff.
Exactly, I'm busy. I need to do stuff.
You know my vote, Christiana.
Yep,
Perfect.
same.
We'll take that into account. So, let's go give our report.
Excellent.
I walk over to the corner and I cast Disguise on myself as a steam pipe.
You have to
Nice.
disguise self. That's not how disguise
Nice.
self. You mean like a person dressed like a steam pipe?
Oh my goodness. All right, so let me get this straight. You're gonna leave the gnome in the sewer for 2 days.
Disguise self.
Sounds so bad when you put it that way, man.
and we're gonna go turn in our report.
Possibly we should maybe leave him some rations.
Many things. Disguise self only lasts for an hour. You can only disguise yourself as other people or people that don't exist.
The nice thing is,
I'm just gonna
he
hand
can
my
do
spell
whatever-
book to the rogue.
He can do whatever the
Seriously.
GM allows. It's a nice thing. So
He's the one in charge of this.
I mean, if you want to leave the gnome in the sewer for 2 days, we'll come to that when we come to that. If we come to that.
Well, do you have any rations at least?
Before we execute this plan,
I'm gonna take it. Yeah, it's mine now.
I did that out of character. I didn't actually hand you my spell book.
Oh, to Artemis.
Before we do this, would we like to have an insurance policy and inform Loot of what we found and what our intentions are? Clearly, we are doing, in the interest of the Hunter's Code, hunting cultists. Of course, we are using, if you will, a sting operation. We have evidence, and instead of seizing said evidence, we are going to keep it out in the world. So should we bring in anyone of a higher rank to
Possibly yes, but not loot.
Yeah, didn't she react kind of strong last time?
Very badly.
Right.
And
So
I don't
would-
want her going off the handle at us and deciding that she's going to come rushing in and steamroll us out of this and she's going to get the cultists and
What was that?
At that point, though, it's
And ruin
above
our
our
sting.
heads. We've bumped it up.
once
the-
we have a definite answer, it's above our heads and out of our hands, but
Not typically a lazy person, but if we can pass this investigation on to somebody else, then we can go get out of the game of politics, which
true.
is quite desirable for me, since I know you find it hard to believe, but I do hate the political
Why do you
poppycock.
think I want to sit in a sewer for 2 days as you guys continue all this political stuff?
Given how you drink, I'm really not surprised.
We're not doing it
Alright.
for political things. We're doing it for murder.
I'd rather
and
hide down in the
cultists.
sewer for 2 days.
Okay, bye.
There are fantastic acoustics down here, though.
That's true. You can practice your singing. Get some new songs.
Um,
Write a new
What
epic
up,
poem.
kid?
Do you want to play with one of my ball bearings?
No. Spend some time...
It was just so insulting. No.
No.
Save that for the fuzzy buzzard, all right?
Seriously.
right?
I also have a
Alright.
bell.
So,
Alright.
don't include Luke. Do we want to include anybody, or are we going quite...
Why don't we just tell Rogue?
There's a word
I feel like
believe
I'm
in
the
this.
odd man out in all of this, so I think I'm going to just let you decide.
I didn't even vote.
I
don't
find
want
you
any
to
of
be
this.
the correct moral pillar of what is right and wrong, and since
Well, someone
I
has to
lack
be.
one of those, I defer to you. Do we want to go?
I think your idea is a good one.
Okay.
I just don't know if it should be loot, but if you feel it should be loot, we'll talk to loot.
I'm not familiar with any higher ranking hunters.
Maybe if you speak to her, because I don't know if I can. I think I would get too angry. So,
You're
That is
so
acceptable for
emotional.
me.
right?
Draxoon, vote. Inform loot, not inform loot.
I say informer.
All right, Alec.
What?
Same question. Inform loot, don't inform loot.
I'm just. Yeah.
Delightful. All right.
All right, let's go find loot.
So as you guys head out, you come to the gate and you notice a hooded figure standing at the end of the, not like right outside the gate.
Is it the guy that said that thing?
As you approach, it's the old man.
Oh.
And he's waiting outside. He says, "So, what did you find?"
We have found evidence of cult activity.
And your main suspect is?
Unknown, unfortunately.
We are setting up an ambush to find whoever it is that's responsible for said activity.
Can we bring the election like a day after tomorrow?
No.
Dang.
Votes are counted tomorrow. The election's on the day after.
Seems inconvenient.
Well, the person of suspect might be doing the culty stuff tomorrow night.
I'm getting a distinct impression that we are going to have to put somebody underneath the chopping block.
Soon.
Would that
I
be
explained
correct?
to you that the council thinks we run them, or that they run us, but the truth is that we run them. A decision needs to be made,
Draxud, join us, please.
and a decision needs to be made now. I put you four in charge of this for a reason, because I thought you could pull a trigger.
Right.
Yes, that's what we're working on doing.
A trigger will
Taking
be...
aim now.
I can sleep with putting Christiana to death.
Also, this guy in a crowd walked up behind all four of us and said...
The
What
dark
is-
sun is rising. I know. We're working on it.
Oh. So
I will inform you more of that upon your completion of this mission, if you can complete it.
I come skipping up.
Looking like a pipe.
Yep, you're
Looking like a
quick
steam
man.
pipe.
Well,
Whatever you decide, make it look like an accident. Am I clear?
No problem.
Understood.
one singular question.
Great at making things look like accidents.
Are we the executioner in this particular scenario?
He looks at you bluntly and says, "Yes."
He literally
Understood.
just
And if
said
you
no.
don't want to, I will have Luke take care of it.
It's not a problem.
Looks
Very
like
well.
the plan's changed.
He disappears off into that weird mist he disappears off into.
So did the plan
I'm
change?
so excited to kill somebody.
Yeah, I feel like the plan changed
Speaking
a
of
little
needing
bit.
a moral compass,
So,
let's
we
go kill someone.
we need to execute this tonight.
I think so.
Before the...
We need to make a plan. She cannot be voted in.
What if we did some... Is there a way to maybe get a message to Christiana saying that they needed her to be there? Or I don't know who else would know
Or we
that we
get her to
would
tell-
summon her to this.
It would be quite easy to get into a state, get her alone, and kill her. That is not the
Well,
challenge.
yes, but
Probably
we
about
still
1
don't know
o'clock
it's
in the
her.
afternoon. You know her
Do you
party's
still
going
have
to
any
be
of that
tonight.
special swamp breath or?
I do
drink with
indeed.
you?
And you do
Yes.
know that also that
Or we can slit her
Maldos had a
throat.
plan too. So
To kill her?
yeah,
Oh.
that was what he pitched when he first met
I'm
her.
not... Oh, wait.
Poison,
We have to make it look like an accident.
Yeah,
Hence the
poison.
swamp.
I really missed that whole...
Hence that special alcohol you're still carrying around.
You know, there's two options. We can either poison her at her party or slit her throat in the bathroom and burn her house down.
Accidental.
What time is it?
It's probably about 1.
All right.
Better hurry, make a plan fast.
Are we completely sure it was her?
Yes.
I need to take an 8-hour nap.
That is too long, man. We need to act fast. We still need to come up with a plan.
Make it
Poison
a
her.
9-hour nap.
All right. All right. I will follow your lead on this.
Aelin,
I'm agreeing with you.
do you have an alternative?
I'm still... Well, we still do not have definitive proof that it was her down there.
I'm fine with killing both of them.
Of course you are. My only thought was to possibly lure her down there to the table and get her to use it somehow. I don't know.
how do you
but
You
oppose that?
still...
I don't know.
You
That's the
still
thing.
Yeah,
want
how?
proof. I think we're,
Don't you?
I think we're beyond
Oh, I
proof.
forgot to show him the parchment.
Aelin, at this point, is either her head or ours. If we don't execute this mission, we are killed for fraternizing with Coltry.
And I like my
Cutley.
necklace attached to my head.
Well, some of us have a bit more, as you call it, moral compass than that, and would rather be. I don't know that I could sacrifice my own beliefs long enough to kill someone just to save my own neck.
Well, I mean,
What would that say about me?
if you haven't noticed, the laws here for hunters are a little cutthroat.
Oh, I've noticed. I'm not terribly thrilled about staying in the city either. However, we do need to get this done, so I am shutting up and taking your lead on this.
All right.
Time for murder.
To save the innocence of our beloved lady here.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
No.
You stay-
You have a very good point, and things seem to be lining up far too easily for me to go along with them. So as long as I get to kill somebody, I'm going to be happy. With that being said,
If we find out Malados was setting this all up, I am fine with slitting his throat.
Yeah.
I appreciate the enthusiasm. So
You feel
let's
like I'm
find a
killing?
way
I'll do it
that
for
we can kill. Well, let me do this chronologically. Let's find a way that we can interrogate, kill, and then set up. It might be easy to just assassinate, but if we can ask a question at knife point, I'm sure we're about to get more answers.
Take out 2 knives.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially with her flinging the knives around, that'll put anybody
Terrible.
at edge. So,
Oh, I'm good at them.
Christiana,
Yeah?
do we have a way that we can get her? Well, first of all, how do we want? How would we like to make this an accident? I have plenty of wonderful ideas.
There's also-
None of them involve talking to her first, though.
If she is the cultist that we are hunting, she's been accused of being,
Yes.
then I see no reason not to have her die somehow down here with a table, or possibly in the doorway, like she was caught coming out, making sure we even plant the symbol on her.
Brilliant. How do we get her here, though?
Thus
Maybe-
my idea of luring her here somehow.
I do have rope.
A letter?
Again, brilliant
A
idea.
letter?
A l-
Because then no one has to use a voice or disguise themselves again without arrest.
Yeah,
They
but
can-
also...
But from whom?
And also someone still has to do, like... a
What if I
thing.
go talk to her?
No.
She disliked me less than some of you.
Or we can just make her look like that she killed herself, like she hung herself from the stress of that, and we can plant the symbol on her and make it look like she felt bad about it, and tell her, like, a letter writing about how she did this and that and all that sort of stuff, and that she was planning on killing the guy, and, like, snap her neck and hang her up.
Or, Occam's razor, I'd just go ask her if she'd come down here.
But what if she says no?
Then how do we make it look like an accident? I'm not above going to...
You guys would know if a politician dies, they're gonna do like a complete autopsy.
Okay.
So they would find things like normal poisons and things like
Right.
that.
I am not above luring her anywhere
She
and
doesn't-
hiring out some expendable muscle.
I do have a criminal contact. I could always just get a non-traceable poison.
Whack her over the head and throw her down some stairs.
Investigation, man. They'll see the blunt marks on the back of her head and
We're
the
gonna
blunt
need
marks
a
all over
pig
her head.
farm
Falling
and
down
a
the stairs,
bathtub of
whack.
lye.
Which is a different... Stairs have a different impact than a mace does.
Well, don't hit her with mace
We'll
then.
find mace-shaped stairs.
Right. Or stair-shaped maces.
Regardless,
Moving on.
I do need to go take a nap.
Right. That's fine. Let's go back and have a rest. Yeah.
Where you going?
Didn't you have something you were supposed to go meet too? Oh no, that was later. Going back to the lodgings.
Okay.
Can I try finding my criminal contact?
Sure.
I go to the bar and get a drink.
Okay. So you guys get to the bar and Lute's sitting there and says, "So the boss told me what happened." You realize you're just gonna have to pull the trigger and take one out without letting anybody know. It can't be known that a politician was corrupt.
Also, I told you all where I was
That would
going.
cause a riot in the city.
But all the politicians are corrupt.
I understand this. I don't like it as much as you don't like it. But we have to maintain the image of civility. This is
Why?
a dark game we play.
There's nothing civilized about any of this.
Because then we'll have a party war and a riot will start. And we don't want
Maybe not
that.
so bad.
This is all in the best interest of the people.
Is it though?
Yes. It took me a long time to come to grips with that too.
I really want to leave this city. Let's get this over with.
Oh, many other capitals are the same way.
I still want to leave.
As they're talking and discussing, you find your criminal contact. What do you need?
So, you know the time that I asked for poison that isn't traceable through an autopsy?
Yeah.
I need that again.
Corpse market.
Yeah, okay.
He writes down an address.
Cool, thanks, bye.
And he says, you need the password.
Oh, what's that?
Do you accept trades?
Alright, I'll give him 5 gold.
He takes the gold and says, no. Do you accept trades as a password? But thanks for the gold.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
Just making sure you understood that.
No, totally.
All right. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go to the corpse market.
I'm
not me.
Sleeping,
I was just
sleeping to recover
All right.
my spell slots, and then when I get
All right.
done with that,
So
I would like to go
time rolls by. You guys are talking to Loot, whatever. You head back to the place, or are you gonna go try to go to the corpse market?
Yeah, I would go to the corpse market. I mean, he's taking a 9-hour nap, so.
Okay, so you approach this street address, and there's another one of those sewer gates you see, except this one's boarded up, and it's got like one of those iron slide windows that you see in fantasy shows, you know. What do you want?
Do you accept trades?
He slams it closed, and the door opens, and there's a long hallway with this musty, just almost putrid smell fills the air as you come in. And the little, he's like a 4-foot tall orc. You've never seen an orc so short in your life. And he says, down that way. And what are you looking at?
I've just never seen such a muscular orc.
Are you saying, are you making fun of me because I have no legs? And you look down and you notice he's sitting on a plank.
Nope, just saying that your arms are cool. I walked down the hallway.
Get out of my
awkwardly.
face.
I know. I
And he
could
slams
not. I
the
could
door.
never be it.
So as you walk down, it opens up into one of those big rooms again. Only this one's about 3 times the size of the one you were in. And there's like a ton of vendors all around, all kinds of crazy stuff, including one called the Butcher and a couple other things.
A dream.
So
All right. I'll go buy some.
everybody's kind of like eyeballing, and you're like, she looks like she belongs here, but she doesn't.
I'll just.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll walk over to a poison vendor.
Nobody's gonna sell you there, poison vendor.
Oh, what?
This is
just-
black market.
Aw. Can I just go up and ask people?
Yeah, sure. Walk up to a vendor. What do you say?
So, I'm looking for something.
A little figure in a hood turns around. Green, as he turns around, you see green skin with red eyes. What are you looking for?
Oh, you know, just something to quietly end someone's life.
You mean like a projectile?
No, like a poison that isn't traceable.
Oh. The dark stuff, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You might have to go see the butcher for that.
Cool, thanks.
But don't tell him I sent you. Do me that favor.
No problem.
And you look and he's missing a couple fingers.
Oh, geez. I will definitely not.
Okay. So as you approach the butcher shop, it's the only one that's actually in a separate, like, kind of room. And this large figure, I mean, like 6'7", with a full mask on, and then like a leather apron covered in blood and guts, and a cleaver comes out and he says, "What can I do you for?"
I need a specific poison that can't be traced.
He
in an
grabs your
autopsy.
arm and looks at your hands and goes, "Those are some nice hands."
And I prefer to keep them. I start reaching for my dagger with the other one.
If you ever want to sell them, just let me know. I've got plenty of things to replace them with.
Well, I'll have one of my friends give them to you when I die.
Very well. Anyway, sorry for the distraction.
Oh yeah, that was weird. Anyway,
What do you need?
poison that can't be traced in an autopsy. Just regular stuff, you know.
I can get it. It'll be expensive. 100 gold.
Huh?
Or those hands.
You stay away
I'll put new hands on it. I mean,
Well, I'm now broke. Here you go, you fine sir.
Told you I was richer than you.
Now you are.
he says he starts counting the gold. He says, "All right, where are you going to be tonight?
What do you mean?
When you leave here, where are you going? I'm not selling it to you here.
But-
I'll have a guy drop it off."
What tavern are we staying at?
You want the rusty shovel.
All right. Can you meet me in less than an hour? Not you, but one of your contacts.
They'll be where you need them to be when you need them. You're just not getting here.
Okay, so have one of your people there at the Rusty Shovel in
8 hours.
an hour and 4 minutes and 8 seconds. And it run up.
What an odd one. And he goes back to as you're running out, you hear a scream and a drop of a cleaver all at the same time.
I'm just gonna run out and say it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. My hands.
Everybody's staring at you as you run out. By the way, he is a legitimate. You add the butcher as a contact now.
Yay.
He is a legitimate vendor.
Of butchered things.
Nice.
All right, so you head back to where?
The Rusty Shovel.
Okay. As you go in, the door's fighting with everybody as always, and you wait there for the hour and whatever minutes and seconds,
4
and
minutes.
on the dot, this little odd-looking gnome comes walking in, and
Just gonna do
he
the
walks straight to you, and he trips, and you feel your pocket get heavier, and he walks off.
I'll turn around and walk to the bar next to the man drinking.
He
Hey, man.
says, "What can I do you for?"
Olives.
You guys are at this one or at the one back with the hunters?
I believe we're at this one.
Okay, you're at the Rusty Shovel.
That's
Yeah,
what I was under.
Okay,
I was
alright.
under the impression
So
we were.
you see them drinking at the bar after all this happens.
I'll set down my olive jar. I want olives.
I'm just chilling. I have not been drinking heavy.
I've not been drinking
I
heavy.
promise, man. I'm on the straight and narrow.
You need so much. It's too
Yeah,
hard.
just sipping on a glass of mead.
As you're sitting there, Tyree comes in. You notice Tyree enter the bar. And he's looking. And he approaches you guys and says, "Look, I may have been standoffish earlier, but I hope you will take care of this problem. It's the best interest of our city and our state."
Tyree, may I ask?
He looks at the bartender, and he won't tosses him down like a thing of swamp water. He just slams it.
Yep. I'll hold up my
No.
symbol and be like, it's on us.
I kind of a little bit watching.
I'll bet you.
Yeah, dry heave a little bit watching him chug down that swamp water.
No one wants dry.
Oh. Tyree, when you followed Christiana, I'm trying not to use too many names, but
When I followed her,
into the sewer, was there anyone else there?
12 or 13 people, yes.
Did you see them coming, going?
They were all hooded when I couldn't stay. I watched them go in when I was there waiting for them to come out. I must have waited 4 hours or so, and I could tell that there was somebody watching me, so I left.
What color was the cloak?
White, gold gilded.
Any other discernible features?
Just a bunch of runes I didn't recognize.
Would you? Yeah, and I'm gonna start digging in your bag.
I'll just pull out the paper.
Give me the paper. Is this what they looked like?
Yeah, somewhat, yes.
I pull out the symbol that I also drew when they used the magic. Is this also what it looked like?
You mean the piece of jewelry I gave you?
What?
That's not from the
Oh.
jewelry.
Oh. Well, that's the same symbol.
It is.
We should really compare things more.
I wonder about you sometimes.
We're not detectives, we're hunters.
Then maybe you should do your job.
That's exactly what we're doing.
I pull out a vial, then I put it back in.
Very good. I know that my boss comes across as
Hard-headed.
hard-headed, stubborn, maybe
action.
even
a bit too quick to action.
Heavy-handed.
Cruel.
Well, the cruelty is only there because he believes she broke the law.
And she did.
Can you tell us any reason that we should not put your master in place?
He looks at the
Council.
bartender, slides another one down, slams it. He's defended this country since the gods were here, and
I want you to tell me the bad things. What would be his biggest drawback?
his temper.
All right.
But you've seen the extent of the law. The law is quick.
Yes.
Has he
And
ever been to
swift.
therapy?
Therapy. He shakes his head. Where did you find her?
We all found each other. I don't
We
think there
found
was
her.
any looking that happened. We all sort of stumbled into it.
You definitely stumbled out of something.
It's true, I did.
The crazy ruins.
Tomorrow is going to be a long day for me. I apologize, but I must go. Do you need anything else from me?
No, not at all. Thank you, Tari.
He
You've been
gets
very
up-
helpful.
He gets up and
Do you have 200 gold on you? Or like 100 gold?
he looks at you and he's like, and walks away.
He's a
Okay.
god. Of course he doesn't.
I spend
Yeah.
so much money. I need money, man.
DM.
I have 3
Can we
silver.
allow, or do we allow variant familiars such as imps, pseudo dragons?
Yep. Yep.
No, I need an imp. I'll
Oh.
turn it into a pseudo dragon.
All
later.
right. You can make it look like whatever you want.
I need
Yeah,
something. that
as
turns
he kind of
Ah.
bows, he says, "If you're looking to use that tomorrow night at the party, we would be willing to assist."
It's good to know. Thank you.
For tonight, as it's getting late.
Great.
She doesn't shut on until about 2 a.m. It's probably what time are you getting up? About 9? That's what we decided on. So
Yes.
it's probably getting around 9 or 10 now.
Well, I'm waking up at
Time to go.
8. I told them I was getting
Yeah.
up at 9.
Yeah.
Just to be inconvenient to us.
No, he's got to go meet somebody.
I will steal your money, man.
All right.
Cool. You gonna go meet that person at the thing?
Yes.
Okay. We'll talk a little bit this more offline, but he slides you that book of that thing we talked about starting at a level 3.
Okay.
And he knows about your family, and he hands you a mask that was an heirloom that was hidden in your family. So we'll talk about that off scene. But
Do I recognize him at all?
no.
Okay.
But you also notice that he had a different appearance when you came to see him again.
Okay.
So
Delightful.
he will be your new mentor if you choose to take that route. He is a practitioner.
Perfect.
So
Well, I
Rusty
suppose.
Shovel's starting to pick up. Nice and around 9, 10 o'clock it gets nice and rowdy.
Do I
Enough
find
time.
my group?
If that's where you're going, yes, absolutely.
Are we going to meet back up at the and get ready for the party? Are we going to have a party
I'm wearing my
tonight?
armor.
We don't need to go to the party at all.
Do not
Opportunities
say
for
that to me.
accidents.
I just spent 100 gold, man.
Oh, on what? I was asleep. I haven't been privy to anything.
You just walked through the front door of the bar.
Yes, to meet a man that I told to meet me here at this time. I'm kidding, I don't have a wristwatch. Those don't exist yet.
It's a sundial.
You have a wrist dial.
What about a sundial? So, explain to me now how I am so much more rich than you.
I'm gonna steal your money. It'll
You are
happen.
more than
Alright.
welcome to try. What
Alright,
did
children.
you buy?
Poison. Shh.
Oh.
The dwarf looks over and he says, "You can talk about that kind of stuff here."
Oh, cool,
Nice.
thanks. Okay, we brought poison.
God, we're so bad at trying to kill somebody.
Well,
Alright.
if we go to the party
just
tonight, if we
got
go get
something
ready
real
and
good,
go to the
man.
party, it would possibly provide us with some opportunities for accidents to happen. Because unfortunately, I don't think there's any way around
And we
having
have
to
people for assistance.
take care of
At,
our...
at that point, I'm going to have my imp, who is my familiar, turn visible on my shoulder.
Oh, Dick. Hello.
Yeah.
So,
So,
The dwarf starts clapping.
bravo.
Thrax. You got a little something, right?
Yes.
it's an imp.
Yes, he's my new friend. Since I'm so horrible at making them, I thought I'd summon one.
And here I was, thought we were hitting it off, but
Oh, no, you're close.
yeah.
You're close. You're just missing wings and demonic little horns.
It's always the horns.
So
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah,
he
seriously.
gets a particular joy out of causing harm to others, has the ability of not being seen, and can carry a small vial.
Oh,
you
isn't
getting-
he just a handy little fellow?
Are you getting where I'm going with this?
I'm
Yes.
seeing what you're saying.
That's true. We could
Perfect.
send him.
So, would you mind the vial, please? You can hand it to him if it makes you feel better.
Well, I'll hand it to him at the party. So let's go.
No, the point is we don't need to go to the party.
In fact, if he's going to be that poisoning, then might be better if we're not there.
But there's still gonna be people there that, I mean, I told him that we could use help.
We don't need to be at the scene of the crime to commit the crime, which really makes things more convenient.
Very smart.
Since we previously got caught snooping around and then investigating.
Well, also, yeah, and since we're supposed to make it look like as much of an accident as possible, us not being there so we're not tied to it.
You see the dwarf like sitting there on the bar.
You got any input
this-
on this?
Is this the bartender?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, would it make more sense to, like, not be there?
Yeah, it would.
But we sent people there to help, and they might get hurt.
We did.
Is loot here?
I
at all?
did.
No.
Oh,
The dwarf. He's like,
stuff happens.
I vote for Malados anyway, so I...
Well, that's good.
Oh, no, don't worry. Your
Would
secret's
you-
safe with me. And he pulls out a hunter stone and puts it back.
Is everyone here a hunter?
Oh,
Here's
Not
the vial.
everyone.
Take it, you imp.
good. Yeah, Imp takes it.
Imp takes it. Is his name Imp?
And that was a real hunter stone.
Yeah, that was a real hunter.
Was he higher ranking than us?
Yeah, you couldn't tell. It was just normal stone.
Is
Look,
That-
the old man
that-
put me on bar duty to listen for rumors and to
That stone just saved your life.
frankly watch you guys.
Pretty much.
So. The rusty
Wait,
shovel
what?
was about to
What?
need a new proprietor.
No,
What?
no, it wasn't. Everything's
Hi,
fine.
plan an assassination,
I'm
make
not
it look like an
watching you guys,
accident, and then
I
tell
mean,
strangers.
I'm not watching your
Yeah.
babysitting now. It's...
Fair enough. All right. Sorry. Well, lucky you.
Yeah.
He's not a stranger. He's Mr. Barman.
Okay.
Unnamed NPC number 1. All right.
Oh, yeah, I'll introduce myself later when this is over.
Say your
maybe.
name. What's your middle name?
Perfect, Kevin. So,
It's always Kevin. Come on.
He just looks and he's like, goes back to like, and then bounces off the table to go stop some fight.
I
Gully Bear
suggest
style.
we make ourselves publicly witnessed.
Yes, I do agree.
Let's go for a walk.
So,
There must be some shindigs going on around the streets or somewhere in this place.
absolutely. I'm going to.
Go back to the wizard's interest or whatever.
Hold on. Do you have to drink the entire vial of poison to be poisoned?
Are there public. Oh, that's a lot of dice.
Yeah, that was some chunky dice back there.
Just so everybody sees.
Oh,
Can't tell.
okay.
What
Wow.
is it?
What are we saying?
2 nat 20s and a 2 and a 4.
Oh, Jeebus. Wow.
Okay then.
You have the best dice.
So I will warn you, if you send the imp by yourself, there will be 2 guards that may or may not notice its presence.
That's why I'm saying we go to the
That's
thing.
why I wasn't going to send the imp by itself. I was going to
There you
possess the imp
There you go.
and
That's not being there.
drive the imp.
Right.
Just-
All right. We can do that.
This is a bad idea. It's going to get caught, and it's going to waste all my money. And then they're going to
Not
say,
with my repertoire of spells, it's
I
not.
was going to say, are you more concerned about the money or doing our job?
no! I'm concerned about both.
We walk out in the streets, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll start walking.
Find a corner in the streets. Bunch of people crosswalking. I'm just gonna start playing a tune for the heck of it.
I'll
Doing a
start
little
clap-
jig.
I'll start clapping along.
Hoping we'd start drawing a small crowd that would notice what we're doing there.
Those, okay, go ahead.
Like dance around with your dancing boots.
Are you going to try to take control of them and drive them in?
I was actually going to find a public house,
Okay.
cafe, library, something near the estate.
Okay. And the,
Right. I think I'll join Thrax on that, so he has someone sitting with him to
There's
it's a little
plenty of
plausible.
little
We're all going with
restaurants.
each other, so.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Well, he's out in the street playing.
because it's in the upper end of
Yeah,
town.
follow along, plan. I'm just making sure
Okay.
I'm drawing attention to us.
Excellent.
Basically, I'm drawing attention to us. Being a little entertaining and whatnot.
You should really describe everything that's happening through the imp while you drive, just in case anything goes wrong.
He's hungry. He misses home.
By home, you mean those desert winds of the...
Hell.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
So, having the imp invisible the whole time,
Okay.
he has the vial, and I'm going to send him off into the manor,
Okay.
and seeing through his eyes, I'm going to assess what is happening at this party.
Okay. Just like the time before, you notice all the guards posted at each gate, and Christiana's up on kind of not the balcony, but the front porch, talking to some other politicians. Malados and his crew are there. Everybody's there.
With a drink.
Everybody's drinking.
Okay. Making specific care not to touch anything and to stay high enough above people's heads that the backdraft of his wings does not alert anyone.
So a stealth
I would
check.
like...
Considering my guards just roll 3 natural ones,
Wow.
one guard kind of like looks around and is like a little bit like he may have sensed something, but
Perfect. And she is in the middle of the soiree, Christiana.
no, she's like up by the front door on like the porch, if you will.
Okay.
But she always has kind of her own table
Okay.
that she sets down with people and talks to them at, you know.
Okay. Can I be close enough without alerting? Do I feel like I could get close enough without alerting anybody to hear the conversations?
From the back side, probably. Yeah, so
Okay.
like if you went around the side and came in
I would
off the back of the porch,
love to do so.
make a stealth check. Never mind, don't make a stealth check.
Not even needed, huh?
That's 4 not rolls, not ones in a row.
Wow, that was a natural 20.
Wow, here goes.
I was...
rolled a
I
natural
wanted to go with
Okay.
whatever.
I
So
rolled
you-
just to make sure I didn't also get a nat one.
You explained to me how bad her personal guards failed in.
You get right next to her and no one sees.
I'm not sure that they would have necessarily done bad, as my imp would have just flown 150 feet above their head and landed on a wall sconce or...
It's a very thorough imp. Very good.
Well,
So
I'm
you can
currently
hear her
controlling
talking
him,
to
so
the
yeah.
politicians. She's just talking general politics and things like that.
okay.
So, yeah.
How many drops of poison do you need to actually end her life?
You never asked that.
We didn't ask that.
Would
and
I know
I
as a
don't know if she
DM?
has a drink. We don't know
She
a
does
lot.
have a drink.
We
No,
don't.
she does.
You did say
Okay.
she had a drink, yeah.
We don't.
Go ahead and make me a
do know
perception
that.
check so you can see what the MC's around her. Or investigation's fine.
Okay.
Whatever is better.
That is also a natural 20.
Wow.
So you notice on the table there's large plates of food.
Wow.
Okay.
There's 2 guards that are posted by the front door that is about 5 feet from her. Opposite of the table of her is the table about 5 feet. There is a bottle of wine that she refills her glass from. You do notice that one of the captain guards is getting a little bit antsy, like he senses something. But he's clear over by the front gate.
Okay. I'm going to have my imp fly into the estate.
Okay.
I am assuming there are chandeliers or light fixtures.
Inside the estate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. While also being invisible, since this isn't an attack, I would like to undo one of the chandeliers, preferably where
Is it
the
all that
most
once?
people are clustered underneath.
What? Murder?
What did you? Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. That
Man,
was
I need you to have those dice more often.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, it comes crashing down. A bunch of people are screaming. There's like 3 people pinned underneath of it. One's bleeding out.
Okay.
And Christiana looks, and her guards surround her.
Okay.
great.
Perfect. So, knowing where her bedroom was before,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to fly up to that.
Okay.
Does she have drinking water, night glass,
She has
toothbrush?
she has a standard like wash area that you would have.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going to empty the poison into that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the guards start to huddle her up, and everybody's kind of panicked. Everybody runs out. The guards are trying to help the people underneath and patch them up, and the other guards rush her up, basically, to what you believe
To
is
her room?
bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And they lock the door.
And then I'm going to hide my imp in a closet, a wardrobe, somewhere in the room, and remain completely still.
Okay.
Please tell me. Please tell me.
I didn't roll a thing above a 12.
Ouch.
Oh my gosh.
But also, yay.
Yeah, so she gets up and she's like stressing back and forth, and she just kind of lays down in bed. You assume that eventually she might get to that water.
Stay there and wait.
Okay, yeah, I'll leave my imp there just as a set of eyes. I will unpossess my imp, tell it to stay still,
Okay.
and alert me the second that she drinks the water, and then at that point I will dismiss my imp, which leaves him
Okay.
nothing there. So
A couple hours pass by. The scene's been cleared. She goes down and she investigates the scene of the crime, or the accident. And she eventually goes back and she drinks the water.
did I hurt, seriously maim, or kill anyone?
One of them's in the hospital for sure. Yeah, bleeding out.
Hospital.
Okay, enough that
Medic.
it might look like somebody tried to get vengeance.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, yeah, she goes back upstairs and she drinks the water.
Okay.
And goes to bed.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll wink my imp out of existence.
She did?
You're
No,
not
she's
there.
dead,
You're
but
you're
she's-
partying with
Yeah.
Drexoon.
No, I'm waiting with you. I sat down.
Yeah, you don't know if she's dead, but she's definitely asleep.
A forever sleep.
Well, how'd it go?
You could
Because I was sitting at the table with you.
I failed miserably. It was terrible. The imp got caught.
Oh,
They
Oh,
they
hey,
butchered it.
While he
But
was
I
steering
thought it
the
wasn't.
imp, can I see if I can take money from him?
Yeah, go ahead
I'm
and
being fully serious.
make a sleight of hand or thievery or whatever it is.
Thievery.
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 And do you get an active, or what's your...
I am
He's
complete.
deaf and blind.
I am completely.
Yeah, but
oblivious
don't you
to
have
this.
a... so you don't have even the baseline...
No, because I am currently in my
Okay.
imp.
Alright.
16, 17.
But
18.
there's a paladin sitting right across from me. I
Perception checks? Well, no, you're at the bar. You're with him.
yeah, I'm sitting at the table
Okay.
wherever he's sitting.
Perception check.
That is. I don't think I have anything to add to that. I think my perception's a 0. Yep, that's a 12.
Nice branch. Yeah, you get in there. You notice that something funky's going on, but you're not quite sure what.
How much money do you have?
Me?
How much money did you have?
In one pocket? That's the question.
Yeah. No, I'm just searching all.
Okay, if you're searching all of them, go ahead and make another perception check.
Oh.
It's
Should
not
I
like
make
you
another
can just
sleight of
like... No. It's not like you can just go through each pocket.
That is a 12.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
You want to keep... Well, you want to keep on going?
I mean, I searched a couple pockets. What do you got?
You got 2.
I have 178 gold.
Oh my god.
Are you taking all of it?
Just 100 of it.
Okay. I mean, you can go through the rest of my inventory. I have my spell book on me. I have my signet ring. You take my spell book. Perfect.
I think he's going to know.
I have my I have my robe of pedigree if you want to take that.
I'll take that too.
Okay, I have my signet ring if you want to take that off of
What
me.
does that do?
It
Is that on your
proves that
hand?
it proves that I am of my family.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that.
All right, make 2 more checks for me.
Okay.
Wow.
2 more checks for me.
Those are pretty much the most valuable things. I have my arcane focus if you'd like that
17.
too.
Do you,
20.
you see her going through his
Oh,
pockets
well, I
and
rolled a
taking stuff.
I thought, yeah, oh.
And
Wait, 17.
again,
I
a
rolled
12.
An 18.
Jeez, that was 3
I rolled
12s.
an 18.
She just sees you going through and taking stuff. You're like taking large objects off this dude.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay. Hello.
I just look at her because I know how much the people doing naughty things hate being noticed.
Do you snap out of it yet?
Yeah, that's up to your discretion.
Yeah, so
buddy.
you had this about this time you snap out of it.
All right, so what did you take off of me?
I took your robe, your spell book, your
So I'm
ring.
naked.
Oh, yes? You're
Okay.
not wearing clothes?
I'm wearing robes.
You're not wearing common clothes under them? Okay.
So you wake up, you're naked, and Aileen's staring at the rug, and you assume you know what happened. Where are you at this point?
I'm like strolling in from outside, right?
You see it. You see it.
And stuff.
You come in and you realize that they must have had a party in here.
What am I missing here? You're naked again. Or pretty much not. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying.
Alec finds me absolutely irresistible.
Well,
Alec, give it back.
I'll give him back the ring.
And the rest.
And the robe.
And the rest.
You only saw me take the robe and the ring.
Alec?
I also know you. Give it back.
I mean this ever so genuinely. If you ever take anything from me again, I will kill you.
Do you want your book back?
I want everything back.
Book.
And
What else did I take?
And my money.
I don't know what else I took.
Alec,
What
if
did
you
you
ever take anything from him again, I won't stop him.
ooh. I'm just never gonna fall asleep around you.
The cafe owner's like watching you guys like,
You just told me strips.
and she comes over and she's like, I'm going to have to ask you all to leave.
I'm gonna hold up.
She says, right now I really don't care about that. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave in the politest way possible. I mean you no harm, of course, but this is a family establishment.
Are there any families around?
We're back out to the street.
You know, it's like kids with like
Oh my god, I
like peering over like tables like.
As I leave with my robes thrown over my shoulder, I'm just gonna wink at them.
That's weird, man.
I'll talk. You're the one who stripped me down in front of them, Alec.
I just, yeah.
I literally just turn heel, walk back outside.
That's
Playing my flute.
As you guys go out, time just all of a
It's a
sudden.
Tuesday night for me.
That dude's really growing on me, you know?
As you step out, time just stops. Everybody in the street stops, and you have this feeling
dear.
like you did back in that mysterious dungeon. And the old man pops up and he says, "Did we finish the job?"
Well, I don't know.
Yes.
We should
Well,
be.
Maybe.
We should be hearing confirmation shortly, I would imagine. By morning at the latest.
Can't you just use your Misty Step to go look?
I could do whatever I want, but I'm
Oh.
relying on you.
I mean, okay, why don't we just go see if we can try to interrogate her again?
Thrax, I imagine you could check in if you needed to.
Did we? I mean, I'm just asking a simple question: is the job in process or is it done?
She
What?
drank it.
poison was applied. It will only require
Okay, well,
time.
that's all I needed to know. We have confirmation that the cultist was possibly not her. It could have been an illusion. Could have been her. However, I do feel that Melados is what's best for the city. So I respect your choices.
Dang it.
And there will be no repercussions for us having killed a political official.
No, you work for me.
Perfect.
As per the contract, I will protect you whatever it takes.
Alright then.
I expect less hesitation from you next time.
Sorry.
Now that we understand how business is conducted, since we were rather unfamiliar with the political maneuverings of this city, you will receive less hesitation from us.
Meet me back at headquarters. We need to discuss the state of the world.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, time goes back to normal. Everybody's moving. You're still naked. Even though he didn't say anything about it, you know, like completely comfortable with it.
Hunter business.
Literally.
And people are just starting to stop and stare at you.
I just wave
And then
at
they
them.
move off.
What? Never seen hunter stones before?
I'm sure that's what they're staring at.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Leave that for the cricket cat cracking, all right?
The fuzzy buzzard.
I don't think that's a bar.
Re-robing, I will head back to headquarters.
Lord.
You really should wear stuff under there instead of just going commando.
So as you head back, you go down to that same room, and the walls turn a little bit more, and there's a large table, and the old man and loot, and some other hunters are sitting around that you don't recognize or know.
Expecting us?
Yes, they look like they're expecting you.
Oh, I take out the papers that I forgot to give him earlier and I hand them to him.
What is this?
I scribbled on some of the stones that we saw in the sewers, and when we used it, it glowed and made the symbol. That one, not that one.
Yes, there was cult activity, I understand.
Yeah, those are just the symbols. I don't know what they say.
It matters not what they say.
No.
What matters is there was a god being worshipped. We understand how magic works in this world, right? It's simply the manipulation of energy. And gods were formed around that manipulation of energy and caused millennia of war. So whether you think these gods are good or evil matters not. The truth is that since they've been gone, we've never been so prosperous or so peaceful. Can we all agree on that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sending you to the southern lands. You'll meet a hunter on port who will tell you exactly where you're going. There has been cult activity in the Orklands.
An adventure.
I expect you to squash it and kill them without hesitation. Whoever is involved. Not the whole nation, please. We need them.
Is that Bardish for no promises?
Do you have questions for me about what you do or why the gods need to be stomped out when they start to grow?
Sounds pretty black and white to me.
Do you understand how gods get their power?
By people believing in them.
Mm-hmm.
People believe in them, therefore they gain reputation, then they gain words, and it spreads, and then they are empowered.
It's not just believing, it's worship. You can believe in a god, but you don't have to worship them.
The word itself, the gnome is smart. The word itself really should not be called God. They are not immortal.
If everyone decides to pick a rock and decide that that rock has power, all of a sudden it does.
Much like our economy, and you must understand that this is what we control as hunters. And we've controlled this balance for many decades. And sometimes we have to do things that we don't like. And sometimes we have to do things we really enjoy, and he looks at you. But the ultimate goal is to keep our people safe. I give you time to ask you any questions you want to know of me. If you have any, now's the time.
How dry are the southern lands?
Oh, they're jungle.
Oh, perfect. Okay, that's all I needed to know. Adventure gear. Want to be prepared.
Think pirates. That's where you go.
I don't mean to be so brash, but will we be receiving an advancement of funds for our particular mission?
He slides down a bag, and then it is about 300 gold pieces.
To each of us, or to just one of us?
So in the whole bag, there's 300.
Perfect.
This is half. Expect more upon your arrival.
Okay.
Cool.
I will write that 300 down.
A man comes up and whispers in his ear, and he says, Well, that just made elections easy. We just have confirmation of Christiana's death.
75 gold to each of us.
Suspected causes?
We'll see what the autopsy says, but as of now, they think it was a heart attack.
Didn't that coincidental?
Tragic. I heard there was earlier trouble at the party.
Yes, I heard about a chandelier or something falling.
Craftsmen's nowadays.
Architecture is hard.
A little bit of chaos causes confusion. I don't think it was a bad idea.
Alright.
My name is Enoch.
Enoch? Nice to meet you.
Enoch or Enoch?
Enoch.
Enoch.
E-N-O-C-H.
E-N-O-C-H.
Enoch?
Yes,
Is it Master Enoch?
Enoch is fine. As long as you follow the rules, there's no need for a master.
I understand the image that we work for the councils, keep peace, society, civilization, and all that, but what rank is it that you reside on?
My orders come from above, and my orders are to keep those above me hidden. Unsafe.
Understood. That answers the question.
Very well.
I suppose my last one is, do we have passage, or is that our responsibility to get down to the south? Do we have an
Well, no,
airship?
meet the hunter at the dock. He will help you. Now, the Dark Sun. What have you heard?
It's rising?
Apparently.
And what do you think? What is your theory on
It
this?
ain't gonna be very bright. It's dark.
Wow.
I don't know.
It
There's obviously something coming.
It sounds like another cult dedicated to a false deity.
There's obviously something in the works coming that needs to be squished.
There will be the squishers.
This is not a sun like we see on the horizon that we're talking about. He believes his inheritance is this world. That is the dark sun that is rising.
A really dark sun.
Are we to understand that this is a mortal person?
Well, since there's no such thing as God, yes, he would be immortal.
But on scale with the past divines.
Yes.
Well, that's bad.
He seeks to return the world to the way it once was.
God worshipping.
Returning the power to the deities. Bringing back war, suffering, plagues. And he's amassed quite a following. Watch for his symbol and be wary.
What's his specialty? I mean, power, obviously, magical, but what kind?
All we know is that he hates the world as it is now. And he seeks to be in power again. We're not sure which one of the deities it is, only that he's calling himself the Dark Sun.
Necromancy.
I'm sure we will learn more in our travels.
Again, I urge you, be wary. The choices you make, as you have seen in this city, will affect the world. And he kind of conjures up this image of Malados kind of celebrating the death of Christiana. And everybody at the Christiana's kind of place, or at her mansion, is kind of mourning at this time.
Feels like a telltale game.
The city will grow in one direction because the choices you make and when you return things may be very different. But I honestly think you made the right decision. And I appreciate your effort. Now, if there be any other questions, ask them now. I intend on retiring.
Good night.
Loot will be following you. She may pop up here and there.
Okay.
I trust her.
Is Loot here with us now? Enoch,
Yes.
I notice Loot is not strictly speaking human.
No, she's not.
Nor is she of my blood.
No, she's not. She's much older than you take her to be. She's of a race that no longer exists anymore. The older ones called her a succubus.
So she is of my blood.
Say no wonder I like her.
Vaguely. Cousins.
Those guys don't exist
But
anymore.
she has served me for many years now. I do worry she took the loss of the one who actually cared for her very heavily. So I ask you to watch her as much as she is watching you. She's like a daughter to me. Care for her. And understand that while she has a short temper for politics, her loyalty lies with the people. And with the hunters. Very well then. If there be nothing else, I will leave you to be. He puts up his hood, and the figures around the table disappear like they were nobody. And he disappears off into that same mist. You have a feeling he was trying to trick you into believing there was other people listening.
Well,
So off to the south.
It's late now. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Tomorrow, I mean, obviously. After a good night's rest.
I do have a quick trip to make in this city before we head out.
You want to do
But
that
yes.
tonight? Or tomorrow morning?
I was going to go visit the butcher, so...
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Let's go. We got a little bit of time. So the guy that you had visited gave you the passcode for the course market and said you could find him anytime there.
Okay.
So,
So you're just gonna leave?
and you know his name is well, we'll get to that in a second when you get there.
Yep.
So he's gonna take off. You guys are what?
Gonna go rest for the night. I really don't got nothing to do too much before we head south.
Okay. So we'll leave off with your story here. Can you hand me that white binder? So as you approach that same gateway, you give the passcode, and you walk in.
Are either of you with me?
It can be.
I am.
Okay. I do not want either of you with me.
Okay, then no, I'm not there.
Thank you. Alec?
I don't have to be where the butcher is.
I would not like you to be in my presence at the moment. Though normally I do enjoy your presence. And apparently, as your behavior on my clothing earlier, so do you.
All right. So you take off, and
I'll just back away all the way to the bar.
you enter the course market. Same distinct smell of, like Branch Core says, sulfur and flesh and iron and general must.
Oh, it's like home.
And you know that that
I feel like that would
Atris said you
hell
could
would
find
smell
him here
like.
anytime.
As I said.
Now, Atris was the man who gave me the book.
Yep, and the mask.
Okay. And do I find Atris?
If you ask, you could find him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to find Atris.
Okay, so you approach the little goblin vendor at the front, and you ask him. He says, "Oh yeah, Atris. He's just up by the butcher, right next to Butcher's place." And you head up there, and you approach, and the man puts his hood down again. And looks totally different than the first 2 times you saw him, but still human. And he says, "Ah, Thrax, you've returned. Did you think about my offer?
I did, as a matter of fact.
So you wish to pursue this path?
Indeed.
Very well. He hands you over some more scrolls and books and says, I must apologize for the ambiguity when it comes to your parents, but they would hunt me down and have me killed if they knew me. If they knew I was still alive.
You'd be quite lucky if they just killed you.
Yes, I agree.
With that being said, I was curious if you could get a message to them.
I can.
I will take a scroll out and hand it to him.
Okay. And do I read this or keep it sealed?
You can do as you wish.
Very
It's
well.
more pleasantries with my father. And lastly, I'm of the interest... I came across the book. One that has passages for which I can read and some that I cannot. If I leave this in your care, as I'm sure that you are quite capable, could you do a thorough investigation of it?
Let me see it. He looks at it, he opens up and he says, you can read some of this.
Small passages, notes in the margins, nothing substantial, frustratingly so.
These are dark arts, which we already know we're walking that path. But these are things I've never seen before. Perhaps we can learn them together.
It was in the possession of the cult of the Dark Sun.
I haven't heard that name since I was back west. Very well. I will study them.
Perfect.
And that's where we will leave off tonight.
All right.
So, thanks for tuning in, everybody. As you can tell, we are starting to get into the meat and bones of the story. Don't miss next week as our hunters go off to try to save the world from another cult and find out who the hunters really are as they discover more and more. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.